So you can see that 10 will be is equals to xc minus 10. So if we assume A and B as a system, that means we are saying that friction acting on the block A is 50 Newton. And electron volt means 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 joules.
XeF4 is the right answer. Okay, and simply here OH will attach and here H will come. That's it.
We'll always lie on the circle x square plus y square equal to 5. BD is given to you as 20 and DC is given to you as 16. The question is, what is the value of AC?
So hi dear students, I am Pratik Garg. Let us see this paper. This is the question number 1. Here we have to find the here we have to find the capacitance of the circuit, and the power factor of the circuit has been given to be 1 by root 2. Now if you see here, then the omega value becomes 100, because here the coefficient of time will represent the value of the omega, and the inductance given to us is 0.1, resistance given to us is 10 ohms. Value of capacitance we have to find, and the power factor of the circuit is 1 by root 2. Now since we do not know the capacitance, so we don't know whether it's a capacitive circuit or an inductive circuit, meaning we don't know whether XC is more than XL or XC is less than XL. So we will have to consider both the cases. XL we can find very easily. We know that XL is omega L. So if you see, omega is 100 and L is 0.1, so this becomes 10. Now just assume that XL is greater than XC. So let the first case is XL is more than XC. Okay. So in this scenario, we will write, the power factor as cos phi is equals to 1 by root 2. So which means that phi will be 45 degree, or we can say pi by 4. Okay. But this phi will also be written as XL minus XC by R, because we are assuming XL more than XC. So you can see that tan phi will be is equals to XL minus XC by R. Okay. Now if you see here, tan phi becomes 1, XL is 10, and XC we don't know, and XR is R is also 10. So if you solve this equation, you can see that 10 becomes 10 minus XC, which also means that XC becomes 0. Now this is true if capacitance is infinite. So basically, which is not possible, because we are not going to get any solution. You should try to recall that XC is 1 by omega C. So this means that C should tend to infinity, which is of course not a practical scenario. Hence, this gives us no solution. That means XL cannot be greater than XC. Now let's assume the second case. That means let XC is greater than XL. Then again we can see that cos phi will be is equals to 1 by root 2, and that means phi will be is equals to 45 degree. But this time I will write tan phi is equals to XC minus XL by R. That means I will assume that current is leading the voltage. So now if I do this question, so tan 45 will become 1, and XC we don't know. XL value will be again 10, and XR will be R will be 10. So you can see that 10 will be is equals to XC minus 10, which means XC will be is equals to 20. Now that means 1 upon omega C will be is equals to 20, and C will be is equals to 1 upon 20 omega. So value of omega is given to us as 100. So this means 1 upon 20,000 farad. And if you convert this into microfarad, so you'll have to multiply by 10 to the power 6 upon 20,000. So you can see that this much microfarad. Okay. So how much does this become? 100 upon 2. So that means we are getting 50 microfarad. I think I have made some mistake of 0. Let me quickly check. So this is 20, and omega was 100. Yeah. So I multiplied by mistake by 1000. So omega will be 100. So that means it will be 2000. Omega is not 1000. Omega is 100. So that means this becomes 500 microfarad. This will be the value of the capacitance. So option C will be the correct answer for this question. I hope you have understood. Let us see the next question. So here what is happening? A skier plans to sky a smooth fixed hemisphere of radius r, and he starts from the rest from the curved surface of height r by 4. So we have to find the angle theta at which he leaves the hemisphere. So let's assume that he leaves the hemisphere at this point P. Okay. So first thing is that at the start of the motion, the initial speed was 0. Assume that at the point P, the speed becomes V. So by energy conservation, we can say that loss in the potential energy will be is equals to gain in the kinetic energy. So let us see how much height he has come down. So first thing is that he has come down this r by 4 height over here. And that means when he reaches this level, so he is already r by 4 height down. And further he will come down by this much height. So if you notice, so basically This total value is r, and this value is r cos theta. Okay, this red length is r cos theta. So this height h is r minus r cos theta. So total height that he has descended is r by 4 plus r minus r cos theta. So we will write r by 4 plus r minus r cos theta. This is the total height he has descended into mass into gravity. So this is the loss of the potential energy. And this will be is equals to half mv square. Okay, so m gets cancelled and value of v square becomes 2g. R you can take common. So this will become 1 by 4 plus 1. That means 5 by 4 minus cos theta. This is one of the equations that we get. Secondly, at the point P, the particle is separating from the sphere. Hence, we can say that normal reaction at this point will become 0. So only force that at this point acting is the gravity, because normal reaction has become 0. Now, if you see, so component of gravity towards the center. So if this angle is also theta, so basically this component we are talking about, which is mg cos theta. So this mg cos theta will provide the necessary centripetal force. So mg cos theta should be written as mv square by r. Okay, mv square by r, because we can say that normal reaction at this point would have become 0. Hence, the value of v square can also be written as gr cos theta from the second equation, if you notice. Okay. Now we can equate the value of v square by red equation and by the green equation. So gr cos theta should be is equals to 2gr into 5 by 4 minus cos theta. That means we can say that gr gets cancelled. So cos theta by 2 will be is equals to 5 by 4 minus cos theta. That means 3 by 2 cos theta is equals to 5 by 4, which means cos theta is equals to 10 by 12, which is 5 by 6. So which means that theta comes out to be cos inverse 5 by 6, and hence option C will be the correct answer for this question. Okay, let's move at the next question. So here what is happening, there is a spaceship which is moving with a velocity v0 in a gravity free space along the plus y axis, and suddenly 1/3 of its portion comes out with the speed 2v0 along the plus x axis. So we have to find the speed of the remaining part. A very easy question based on principle of conservation of linear momentum. So imagine that this is the y axis and this is the x axis. Okay, so initially we can say that there is a spaceship which is moving along the y axis, and let us say the sorry, let us say the spaceship has mass m and the velocity is v0 j cap. Okay, now at a certain moment what happens, 1/3 of the mass, that means m by 3, it comes out, okay, with a velocity of 2v0 I cap. So remaining mass 2m by 3 will have a certain velocity, let us say v vector. Okay, so let's say this 2m by 3 mass has a certain velocity v vector. Okay, so basically we can conserve the linear momentum. What was the initial momentum of the full spaceship? It was mv0 j cap. That will be is equals to momentum of this m by 3, which is m by 3 into 2v0 I cap, plus the momentum of remaining 2m by 3 and velocity vector v. So from here you can see that m gets cancelled, and this becomes v0 j cap minus 2v0 by 3 I cap. This is equals to 2 by 3 vector v. So v will be 3 by 2, you can take on this side. So this will become 3 by 2 v0 j cap minus v0 I cap. This is the velocity vector. And if we want to find the magnitude of velocity v, so that will be under root of 3 square, that means 9 v0 square by 4 plus v0 square. Hence this will become root of 13 by 2 v0, which is option C. Let us move to the next question. Here in this question, we have been given two semicircular, not semicircular, in fact, quarter circular arc. So basically, the left half is uniformly charged with plus q, and the right half is uniformly charged with the minus q. And we have to assess the direction of the electric field at the point P. Now, if you look at the left half only, so because of the left half, we can say that at the point P, the electric field will be in the radially outward direction at an angle of 45 degree. Because we know that due to the arc, the electric field is along the angle bisector. So this will be the direction of the electric field at an angle of 45 degree. Okay, this is the positively charged arc. Now due to the negatively charged arc, since electric field always goes towards the negative charge, so we can say that electric field will go towards the rod, but again at an angle of 45 degree. Okay, since both the charges positive and negative are of equal magnitude and the point P is symmetrically located with respect to them. So we can see that magnitude of E will be same due to positive charge and negative charge. Hence we can see that because of these two vectors, the net resultant vector will come along the x-axis, because y components will cancel out. Hence the direction of the net electric field will be along the point C. Okay, very easy question. Just you can assess by the direction of the vectors. Let's move to the next question. Here we have to find the work done by the frictional force on B due to A during the displacement of 2 meters. First, you have to assess whether here the relative slipping between A and B will happen or not. So for that, let's assume that the relative slipping between A and B is not happening. So that's an assumption that I'm making, and I will check whether this assumption is true or not. So if the relative slipping between A and B is not happening, then what will happen? They will move as a system. That means A and B will move together. So if you notice, there is so if I consider A and B as a system, then only one external force is acting along the x-axis, which is 100 Newton. So what will be the acceleration of the system? That will be net external force along the x-axis divided by total mass, which is 5 meter per second square. So assuming them as a system, we can say that the acceleration of the total system was towards the right, which is 5 meter per second square. Now let us assume the top A block. Let us consider that block in isolation. Now clearly we can say that since block A is accelerating towards the right at 5 meter per second square, hence the friction on it is also acting towards the right. Okay, so friction on A, I'm saying, is acting towards the right. There can be no other force on the A apart from this friction along the x-axis, because only mg and normal are acting on block A, and both are in vertical axis. Along the x-axis, only friction can act. So what does this mean? This friction is giving the acceleration to block A, and how much this friction is acting? That is 10 into acceleration. That means 50 Newton. So if we assume A and B as a system, that means we are saying that friction acting on the block A is 50 Newton. Okay. Now let us see how much friction is actually present between A and B. So very obviously here normal reaction is how much? 100 Newton. This normal reaction between A and B is 100 Newton, which will be the weight of the block A. And so limiting value of this friction limiting, you can say, is mu into normal reaction. That means 0.5 into normal, which comes out to be 50. That means friction between A and B is just at its limiting value. That means it is sufficient enough to provide the acceleration required for the block A, and which means that our assumption was correct. There will be no relative slipping that will happen between A and B. Now we can say that we have wanted to find the work done by the friction on the block B. Okay, so since friction acting on the block A is towards the right, so by third law we can say that friction acting on the block B will be towards the left. And how much will be the value of the friction? The value of the friction will be 50 itself. Direction will be towards the left. So work done by the friction will be simply friction into displacement into cos of 180 degree, because displacement of block B is towards the right and friction on the block B is acting towards the left. So basically friction is 50 here, displacement is 2, and cos of 180 is -1, which means this becomes -100 joules. Notice that if we were to write the work done by the friction on block A, then it would have been +100 joules, because on block A, the net friction is also in the direction of the displacement. Always remember that work done by static friction is always 0 on the whole system. So here you can see that if you consider A and B as a system, so this friction is static in nature and there is 0 work done on the system. But of course, on the individual objects, there can be some work done. Now, let us see this question here. What is happening here? We have to find the, so this wedge is being accelerated at some value A, and we have to find the maximum or minimum value of A such that the block remains at rest. Okay, let us first try to find the maximum value. So of course, if you try to accelerate A at a very high value, then what will happen? In the frame of the wedge, let's assume in the frame of the wedge. Okay, so what will happen? In the frame of the wedge, there will be a pseudo force acting on the small m. Okay, so that pseudo force will go towards the left. Okay, this will be the direction of the pseudo force. Okay, so if you keep on increasing the value of A, because I'm trying to maximize A, so what will happen? This pseudo force component will be going towards the, there will be a component in this direction, and this component will try to bring the block up. Okay, it will try to slide the block up on the plane. Hence friction will try to resist this, and friction will try to act in the downward direction. Okay, so if you increase the value of the acceleration, then we can say that friction will try to maximize its value at the moment of slipping. So just at the moment of slipping, we can say that friction would have achieved its maximum value. And if you increase the value of A beyond that, then of course the block will slide up. So this is the logic. Now apart from this MA, So this is ma cos theta, by the way, cos 37. We can write component ma cos 37, and there will be the component of ma in this direction also, that is ma sin 37. Okay, ma sin 37. Apart from this, the usual forces, that is mg cos theta and mg sin theta, will act. So this will be mg cos theta, mg cos 37, and mg sin 37 will act in the downward direction. Okay, mg sin 37. So normal reaction will act up, and normal value we can write will be equals to mg cos 37 plus ma sin 37. Notice, so mg cos 37 plus ma sin 37. Okay, notice that we are doing in the frame of the wedge. So in the frame of the wedge, block will be at rest. It will be at the complete equilibrium. So you can see that this becomes 4g by 5 plus 3a by 5. This is the value of the normal reaction. Okay, now along the plane also we can write the equilibrium equation. So down the plane, friction will act and mg sin 37 will act, and up the plane ma cos 37 will act. So both will balance. So ma cos 37 will be equals to friction plus mg sin 37. Okay, so friction plus ma sin 37, sorry, mg sin 37. Okay, now note that friction should have been at its maximum value because you are trying to maximize acceleration. So at the moment of slipping, we can say that friction will achieve its limiting value. So we can write friction as mu into normal. Okay, mu value is 1 by 3. So this will become ma cos 37. Cos 37 is 4 by 5. Friction is mu, which is 1 by 3 into normal. Normal is m into 4g by 5 plus 3a by 5 plus mg sin 37. So that means 3 by 5 mg. So from here we can see that m by 5 gets cancelled out. So this becomes 4a is equals to 4g by 3 plus a plus 3g, which means 4a minus a is 3a, and this will become 3 3 9 plus 4, 13g by 3. So a becomes 13g by 9. So this is the maximum value of acceleration that we can have. Now second thing is to find the minimum value of acceleration so that the block does not slide. So imagine if you try to start decreasing the value of a, then of course friction will also start decreasing. Okay, now if you decrease the value of a enough, then what will happen? The pseudo force will, we can say that, will become very very less, and block will start having tendency to slide down. Okay, so we can say that. So let me go on the next slide. So if you look at this scenario, so basically if you have this kind of a block, okay, and if you have decreased the pseudo force to a very very small value, then what will happen? This component of ma cos 37 would have decreased too much, and the block will have a, because of mg sin 37, the block has a tendency to go down. So friction will try to stop the downward sliding, and we can say that friction will start acting in the upward direction. Okay, and of course the component of the pseudo force, which has now decreased badly, will still act in the upward direction, but its value will be ma cos 37. Ma sin 37 will act like this. Okay, mg sin 37 will act down, and mg cos 37 will act in this direction. Okay, normal reaction will act as usually up the plane. So we can again write normal reaction will be equals to mg cos 37 plus ma sin 37. So this equation you can see has not changed. Mg cos 37 plus m, although the value of a will change because we are trying to minimize a now. So n will still come out to be m into 4g by 5 plus 3a by 5. So this is m into 4g by 5 plus 3a by 5. Okay, down the plane, downward force is mg sin 37, so which is 3 by 5, and that will be equals to up the plane force, which is friction plus ma cos 37. So ma cos 37 is ma into 4 by 5 plus friction. Friction is mu into normal reaction. Mu is 1 by 3. Normal reaction is m into 4g by 5 plus 3a by 5. So from here you can notice that this again m by 5 gets cancelled. So here 3g will be equals to 4a and plus 4g by 3, 4g by 3, and 3a by 3 will be a itself. So I think this becomes 5a, and this 4g by 3g minus 4g by 3 will become 3 3 9 minus 4. That means 5g by 3. So acceleration minimum value becomes g by 3. Now we have to find the value of a max minus a min. So I guess a max came out to be 13g by 9, and this is g by 3. So 13g by 9 minus g by 3. That will be equals to 13 minus 3. So that means 10g by 9. 10g by 9 should be our answer to this question. So option A. Now here what is happening, this system is in equilibrium to begin with. Now basically the string is cut, so you are cutting this string and we have to find the acceleration of both the blocks. Okay, now since the system is in equilibrium as of now, so what will happen, the spring force on the block B will be kx is equals to mg. Okay, and the same spring force will be acting down on the block A also, correct? Whereas tension in this string will be T is equals to 2 mg, because it will, this tension you can say is balancing the whole weight of A and B. Now the moment you cut this, you can understand the situation. This string will be gone, but the spring will be is still in the stretched state. Okay, spring is still in the extended state. The x will not change immediately after cutting. So notice that x value has still not changed immediately after cutting, because x takes time to change. So what we can say? We can say that the spring force still acting on the block B is in the upward direction, which is mg, and on the block A still is acting in the downward direction, which is mg. Kx was equals to mg, if you notice. So let me write here kx only, because so this is the kx which is acting in the upward direction on the block B, and kx acting on the block A in the downward direction. Apart from this, there is one more force acting on the A, which is the gravity, and that is equals to mg. Similarly, on B also there is one more force which is acting, which is mg. Okay, so what do you understand from here? You should understand that we can say that on the block B, since kx is equals to mg, so on the block B there is an equilibrium situation. So we can say that acceleration of the block B will be 0, because kx is equals to mg. But on the block A, there is, both the forces are acting in the downward direction. So if you find the acceleration of the block A, okay, in the downward direction, so that will be is equals to net force, which is kx plus mg upon mass. Now kx itself is mg, so that means this becomes 2 mg upon mass. That means the acceleration of the block A will be 2g in the downward direction, whereas B will have a 0 value of instantaneous acceleration. So I hope you have understood this. Let us move to the next situation. Here what is happening? Here basically there's a ball, sorry, which has been released from a height h, and it strikes the block and sticks. So we have to comment upon the situation after sticking, after the ball sticks to the block. Okay, so ball will reach the block in a time under root 2h by g, because h is equals to half gt square. You might recall this from kinematics. So we can say that after at the moment t equals to root 2h by g, the ball will hit the block. So after the ball hits the block, you can understand we have this kind of situation. So basically this will be the spring, and this will be the block immediately after hitting. Okay, now we can say that the ball will have some momentum, so we can conserve the momentum and find the initial velocity of the system. Okay, so you can conserve the momentum and you can find the initial velocity of the system. So ball will hit the block with how much velocity? Root 2 gh. The hitting velocity of the ball will be root 2 gh. So we can say that m into root 2 gh, that will be is equals to 2m into, let's say, u. So that means this will be the velocity with which the combined system will start moving. Okay, this will be the velocity with which the combined system will start moving, and that will be root 2 gh by 2. So we can say that that is root of gh by 2. Now notice that this becomes a combined system of mass 2m. Okay, and it is going to move up and down, and it will perform a simple harmonic motion, because this is a standard situation. The equilibrium position will be somewhere over here, when the spring force, which will be in the upward direction because of the compression, so spring force will be in the upward direction, that will balance 2 mg. So that will be the situation of the equilibrium. So the motion will happen about that this position, where at this position the kx is equals to 2 mg. So basically we can say that the shm will happen about this is the equilibrium position. So this will be the motion overall. Basically block will perform simple harmonic motion, and for the spring block system the time period is 2 pi root of mass upon k. Mass is 2m and k is the spring constant. So this will be the time period of the oscillations. So option B is definitely correct. Motion will be simple harmonic. You can also find the amplitude. Basically, if you want to find the amplitude, then there are two ways. You can write the energy equation, or you can use this relation: v square is equals to omega square into a square minus x square. So you can, using this relation, we can find the amplitude. So as I said, basically here right now you can find the value of x, where x is the this value. This will be the distance of the block from the equilibrium position. V is the current speed of the block, which I have already found out, root gh by 2. Omega is under root of k by 2m. If you put everything over here, then you can find the value of amplitude, but that is not required, so I'm not finding. Maximum speed of the block, of course, this is the initial speed of the block, that means just after hitting. After this, the block speed will still increase. So option D is also wrong. Okay, sorry, option C is also wrong, because this is not the maximum speed. You know that maximum speed occurs at the equilibrium position. So maximum speed will occur over here. This is the speed which is slightly less than the maximum speed. Okay, so option B is definitely correct. Let's look at the next question. So again, a very procedural question. Here we have got two soap bubbles and they are sharing this common surface. So this is some common surface of radius small r, and we have to find the radius of small r. So if you see the left bubble, this is of radius 4 centimeter, and the right bubble is of radius 5 centimeter. So we have to find the radius of this r. Now assume some point 1 here and assume some point 2 here. Okay. Assume the outside pressure as PO. PO is the outside pressure. So if I go from PO to point 1, so basically I'm crossing a spherical surface. In fact, two spherical surfaces, one will be outside and one will be inside. So two spherical surfaces I'm crossing. So pressure will increase by twice of 2t by r, because the number of surfaces that you cross, the pressure increases by 2t by r every time. So crossing two surfaces, so pressure will increase by twice of 2t by r. That means 4t by r. So P1 can be written as P0 plus 4t by r, and here r is actually r1, which is this 4 centimeter. Similarly, if you write P2, so P2 is by the same logic. If you start from here and go at the point 2, so pressure P0 can be written as 40 by R2. Okay. Now, basically, if you go from 2 to 1, let's say we go to from 2 to 1. So again, if you see, I'm crossing a surface of radius R, and there are two surfaces. Again, same logic. One is this surface and other is this surface. So again, you're crossing a two surfaces of radius R. So pressure will again increase from by the value twice of 2t by R. That means 40 by R. So we can say that P2 plus 4t by r, P2 plus 4t by r, that will be is equals to P1. Okay. Now just put the value of P2 and P1 in this equation. So value of P2 is how much? Value of P2 is P0 plus 4t by r2 and plus 4t by r. That will be is equals to P0 plus 40 by r1. So P0 gets cancelled and 40 also gets cancelled. So 1 by r will be is equals to 1 by r1 minus 1 by r2. Now what is 1 by r1? R1 is 4 centimeters, r2 is 5 centimeters. So using this, you can see that 5 minus 4, which is 1 upon 5 into 4. So that means r comes out to be 20. Many students, they have memorized the formula also. If you have memorized the formula, the value of r comes out to be r1 r2 divided by r1 minus r2, or we can say larger radius minus smaller radius. So basically, if you have memorized the formula, this r1 by r2 divided by magnitude of r minus r2. So you can simply use this formula also if you want to memorize this, because this question has come many times. Identify the logic gate operation here. So basically here A is being sent. So this A will go in the both the input gates, input input buttons. So here A will go like this and A will go like this, and this is a NAND gate. So what it will do? It will do A into A, and then it will take a complement. So basically this will become A square ka bar. Similarly here B and B will go. So it will be multiplied and then a complement will be taken. So B square ka bar. Now using the Boolean algebra, you should understand that value of A square is A only. Whether A is 0 or A is 1 doesn't matter. Value of A square comes out to be A only. Okay. Hence you can write this as A bar. And similarly, B square value will be B only. So that means you can write this as B bar. So basically that means here B bar is entering and here A bar is entering. Now which gate is this? This is NOR gate. So clearly we can say that Y will be equals to A bar plus B bar and then whole bar. Basically NOR gates adds the input and then it takes the complement. So now using the De Morgan's theorem, basically you can break this line and flip P plus 2 and using the De Morgan's theorem. So A bar and B bar was already there. You can break this line. So that means this bar will come here and this plus will become dot. So A bar will become A and B bar will become B. So basically we can say that this will become A dot B, which is nothing but AND gate. So option B will be the correct answer for this question. Okay. So we have to find here the initial current in the circuit in the 1 ohm resistor when the switch was closed. So see, when the switch is closed, we can clearly say that this capacitor can be shorted, because at the moment of time 0, capacitor behaves like a short circuit. So you can simply replace this by a wire. There's no use of capacitor here. You can simply replace them by a wire. Now, the moment you replace it by a wire, you can understand that this 3 ohm and 6 ohm are in parallel, because the potential difference across the 3 ohm and 6 ohm is equal. You can see, if you are not able to understand, then you can draw this 3 ohm over here. You can shift it slightly, so you will be able to see that 3 and 6 are in parallel. Hence, the parallel equivalent of this 6 and 3 is R3, 6 is equals to 3 into 6 divided by 3 plus 6, which becomes 2. So this whole thing, 6 and 3, can be replaced by a 2 ohm, and that 2 ohm, so I'll draw this. So I've replaced this 6 and 3 by 2. 1 ohm was already here, and this is a 12 volt battery. So very now you can see very clearly that current in this circuit which will flow is 12 by 1 plus 2, which is 4 amperes. So the same current will cross 1 ampere also. Here what is happening is a monatomic ideal gas that undergoes a polytropic process. Here H should not be present. Polytropic process in which 100 joules of heat is supplied and it does 120 joules of work. We have to find the process equation. So again, if you see over here, we can very well see that using first law of thermodynamics, Q is equals to delta U plus W. Now Q value is plus 100, delta U we don't know, and W is plus 120. Using this, we get delta U as minus 20 joules. Okay. Now delta U for any gas, can be written as NCV delta T. This is a standard equation, that is minus 20. Okay. And since it's a polytropic process, so we can assume C to be constant. So Q for any process, for any process can also be written as NC delta T, where C is the molar heat capacity of that process. Okay. So for this process, Q was given as 100. Now if you compare this equation 1 and this equation 2, so if I divide equation 2 by equation 1, so if you see, if I divide equation 2 by equation 1, so N delta T will get cancelled, and we will get C by CV is equals to 100 by minus 20, that means minus 5. That means C of this process is minus 5 CV. Now for a polytropic process, there is a standard result for finding C, where C is equals to CV plus R upon 1 minus X. What is X here? So X is, so for, you might be knowing that for any polytropic process can be represented in the format PV to the power X constant. So this is the process equation of a polytropic process, and this X is this same value. So now we can see that here you can bring this minus 5 CV, that will be equals to CV plus R upon 1 minus X. So that means this becomes minus 6 CV is equals to R upon 1 minus X. For a monatomic gas, CV is 3R by 2. So that means you can put this as 3R by 2. That will be R upon 1 minus X. So R and R will get cancelled. So this will become minus 18 by 2. That means minus 9. That will be 1 upon 1 minus X, which means 1 minus X will be minus 1 by 9. So X becomes 10 by 9. Okay, so process equation becomes PV to the power 10 by 9 constant. But we have to find the process equation in terms of temperature and volume. So you can get rid of the pressure by writing this nRT by V. So nRT by V, pressure can be written as nRT by V into V to the power 10 by 9 constant. Okay. Now N is constant anyway because we don't consider any leakage of gas. So moles we can assume to be constant. R is a gas constant, so we can bring this towards the side of constant. And remaining thing will become temperature into V to the power 10 by 9 minus 1. So 1 by 9. So constant upon NR will still be a constant. So basically we can say that this will be the process equation, TV to the power 1 by 9 constant. Okay. Again, a very easy question here. If you see what is happening, there are two slabs which are having the ratio of the widths d1 by d2 is equals to 2 by 3. Okay, now if you see, this end is given as temperature 40 and this end is 60 degrees Celsius. So definitely the heat will go from 60 to 40. Let us say temperature here is T. Okay, now we can say that the heat that goes from 60 to T will also be the heat that will go from T to 40 using the equation of steady state. So heat that is going from 60 to T can be written as K2 into area of cross section, which is A, into temperature difference, which is 60 minus T, higher minus lower temperature, upon D2. This is the heat that goes from 60 to T. Will also be the heat that goes from T to 40. So the heat that goes from T to 40 is K1 into area of cross section will be same upon D1 into T minus 40. Now all you have to do is put the values. So you can see that D1 by D2 and K1 by K2. So if you bring D1 by D2 into 60 minus T, that will be K1 by K2 into T minus 40. So D1 by D2 is 2 by 3 and K1 by K2 is also 2 by 3. So it will get cancelled. So from here you can see that 60 minus T is T minus 40. So 2T will be equals to 100. So T will come out to be 50. Okay, so option A will be the correct answer for this question. The parallel beam of the light is incident on a system of two convex lenses of focal length 20 and 10. What should be the distance between two lenses so that rays after refraction from both the lenses pass undeviated? So basically we have to, since the rays should pass undeviated, that means since the rays are coming parallel, so when they come out of F2, they should again be parallel. Okay. Now there are two things that you must know. When a ray strikes a convex lens, Suppose this is a convex lens. So basically when a ray strikes a convex lens, then it meets at the second focus of the convex lens. Okay, so this is the second focus. And suppose a ray is originating from the first focus, then it becomes parallel for the convex lens. Okay, also one more point, that if the medium is same on both the sides of a lens, then distance of the second focus and distance of the first focus is same. Okay, so if you use this idea, then you can do this question orally. Basically you want this ray to come out parallelly. That means this ray must have come from the first focus or f2. Okay, I mean this distance, and this distance will be equal to focal length only, which is nothing but 10 centimeter. Okay, because the medium on both the sides of the second lens is nothing but air. Now if you see, so this ray will be like this and this ray will be like this, because this ray should meet at the second focus of the first lens. Okay, so this distance will also be the focal length. So we can say what? We can say that this is 20 centimeters and this is 10 centimeters. So the total distance between them should be 30 centimeters. This is the oral question. Very easily you can do. You can also do this by writing the lens equation, but again, that will be a mathematical method. It's a very logical and quick method to solve this question if you know the concept of the first and second focus. Now again, here what is happening? There are three particles A, B, and C which are projected from top of a tower with the same speed. A is thrown straight up, B is thrown straight down, and C is thrown horizontally. They hit the ground with the speed VA, VB, and VC, and so we have to find the relation. Very easy question. So basically, if you see that, the whether, like suppose if I throw a particle at some angle theta, okay, and let's say it hits the ground with some speed V. So if you apply the energy conservation, then you can straight away say that half mv square will be is equals to half mu square plus mgh, right? Basically using the energy conservation here, this equation is independent of theta. So the final speed v just depends upon the initial speed and the height h. Now notice that all the three particles were thrown at the same initial speed and they are falling through same height h. Theta is different for each of the particle, but the final speed is independent of the theta. Whether you throw horizontally, whether you throw vertically up or down, it doesn't matter. V will be same for each of them. A very straightforward question. Okay, let us see the next question. Sorry. So basically here what is happening, there's a YDSE in which the slit width is different, because of which what happens, the amplitude becomes A and 2A. Now I naught is the maximum intensity of interference pattern. Then we have to find the intensity at the point where the phase difference is 5. Okay, so now very simple question again. I naught, let us say the intensity of this slit is A. Okay, now you know that intensity is proportional to the square of the amplitude, right? So let's say I is equals to some lambda A square, where I is the intensity of this slit, first slit. Okay, so what will be the intensity of the second slit? Clearly it will be 4i. Why? Because we can say that because the amplitude has been doubled. So if the amplitude has doubled, so clearly the intensity will become 4 times, because we can say that intensity is proportional to the square of the amplitude. So if you call this intensity to be I, so this intensity of the second slit will be 4i. Yes or no? Now what will be the maximum intensity? So there's a standard formula for finding I max. That is what? Root of I1 plus root of I2 ka whole square. So what is the value of root of I1? So I1 is I. And what is the value of I2? So I2 is 4i whole square. That means this becomes 3 root I whole square. So that means this becomes 9i, which is I max, and value of I max was given as I naught. Okay, so that means intensity of one of the slits becomes I naught by 9. Now we have to find the intensity at a general point where the phase difference is 5. So what is the general formula of intensity? So let us say general intensity I dash is equals to, general formula is I1 plus I2 plus 2 root I1 I2 cos phi. This is the general formula. Value of I1 is I, which is I naught by 9. Value of I2 is 4i, which is 4i naught by 9, plus 2 into I naught by 9 into 4i naught by 9. So I naught will come out, and 1 by 9 into 4 by 9 into cos phi. So this becomes 5i naught by 9. So 4 will come outside, it will become 4. 2 to the, that means 2 to the 4, and by 9 I naught cos phi. So you can see that answer comes I naught by 9 into 5 plus 4 cos phi. So option C will be the correct answer for this question. Okay. What is happening here? The quantum number corresponding to the orbit of radius 4.59 angstrom in the hydrogen atom will be. So n is equals to 1, very easy question. So for n equals to 1, they have given the radius. So you know that radius of the nth orbit is given by n square by z into radius of first orbit, which is called Bohr's radius. Now very easy question, r naught value is given as 0.51. Okay, and the nth orbit has a radius 4.59. So 4.59 will be is equals to n square by z. Z will be 1 for the hydrogen and r naught is 0.51. So n square value will become 4.59 divided by 0.51, which is nothing but 9. So n comes out to be third orbit. So here what is happening, estimate the minimum frequency of a gamma ray that causes a deuteron to disintegrate into a proton and a neutron. So basically the what is happening over here, there's a deuteron whose atomic number is 1 and atomic mass is 2, and you are giving some energy in form of gamma ray. So basically this gamma ray is providing some energy. Okay, so you can think of gamma ray as energy. Okay, and what is happening here, it is splitting into neutron plus proton. Okay, now very clearly if you see the mass of the product side, if you just add the mass of the product, mass of the neutron plus proton, just check. So mass of the neutron plus proton is what, if you add this, so 1.0078 plus 1.0087. So what will this become? 8 plus 7 is 15, 8 plus 7 is 15 plus 1 16, so 0, so 1.01 plus 1 2, so 2.0165 u. This is the mass of proton plus neutron. Okay, which is slightly more than the mass of deuteron, because mass of deuteron is 2.0141. So if you deduct the mass of deuteron from this, okay, if you deduct the mass of deuteron, so essentially what is happening is that this energy which you are providing in the mass in the form of gamma ray is slightly becoming in the mass. That means this energy is fully converting into mass. That is why the mass is slightly increasing. So the energy that you are giving in the form of gamma ray is converting into mass. Please understand this. Okay, so basically the gamma ray energy becomes mass, and that mass is exactly the difference of the mass between deuteron and the total mass of neutron and proton, which is why you need energy to carry out this reaction. So let us see how much mass is increasing. So that means delta m will be is equals to this value 2.0165 minus the mass of deuteron, which is 2.0141. So this is the total mass which is increasing. Okay, so how much this comes out to be? 5 minus 1 is 4, and 6 minus 4 is 2, 1 minus 1 is 0 0, so 0.0024 atomic mass units. This much mass is increasing. Now you have to think that how much energy you need to provide. Okay, so basically the energy can be found out using Einstein's relation, E is equals to delta mc square. So 0.0024. Now there's a standard result that if I multiply this by 930, because 1 u corresponds to how much? 1 u corresponds to 930 mega electron volt of energy. So that means 0.0024 into 930 mega electron volt. Mega means 10 to the power 6, and electron volt means 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 joules. So basically this much joules of energy you need, and now you can find the frequency of a gamma ray photon. So let us assume that f is the frequency of the gamma ray photon. So this should be is equals to h into f. So if you throw the gamma ray photon of this much frequency f, so such that its energy should become equals to this required value. So f will be 0.0024 into 930 into 10 to the power 6 into 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 divided by Planck's constant, which you know is 6.63 into 10 to the power minus 34. Okay, now you might feel that the calculation is very bad, but if you are being smart here, you don't need to actually do the calculations. Just check the powers of 10. Just if you check the powers of 10, you will realize that only option A is possible, because powers of 10 are very far apart. So you don't need to do the calculation. Just by looking at the power of 10, you will reach the option A. Okay, so let's move. Here what is happening, the air column in a pipe closed at the one end is made to vibrate in its first overtone by the tuning fork of frequency 550. The speed of the sound is 330 and correction is neglected. P naught pressure is the mean pressure at any point, and delta P naught is the maximum amplitude. We have to choose the incorrect option. Now since it you can see that it is in the first overtone. So in the first overtone, if this is the closed ended organ pipe, basically it is closed at one end, okay, and open at the other. So you know at the closed end there's a pressure antinode, and at the open end it's a pressure node. So this kind of situation you will get. Okay, this kind of situation you will get at an open end we get a pressure node, and at the closed end we get a pressure antinode. Okay, now so that means here the pressure will increase by the maximum value of delta P naught over and above the mean pressure. Okay, so one more thing, the what is the value of lambda here? So lambda will be the speed of the sound divided by frequency. So speed of the sound is 330 and frequency is 550. Okay, so this becomes 11 into 3, 11 into 5. That means 3 by 5 meters. So lambda becomes 60 centimeters. Okay. Now if you see what is the length of the pipe, so you know that from this node to this node, the this will be lambda by 2 and this will be lambda by 4, because from a distance from a node to anti-node distance is lambda by 4. So we can say that this total distance will be 3 lambda by 4. Okay. And so that means L comes out to be 3 lambda by 4. So that means 3 by 4 into 60 centimeters. Hence this becomes 45 centimeters. So we can say that the length of the pipe is 45 centimeters. We have to choose the incorrect option. Now since A is correct, so obviously B has to be incorrect. Okay, B is incorrect. So our answer will be B, by the way. Our answer will be B. But let's, for the understanding purpose, let's also find the pressure. So see, the maximum pressure at the closed end, of course, will be P naught plus delta P naught. This is the correct thing. They are saying the correct thing, because here you will get the pressure anti-node, as I said, and the pressure will increase by a maximum value of delta P naught. So if the mean pressure is P naught, so it will go like if it will increase by a maximum value of delta P naught. So we can say that here the maximum pressure increment will happen, which is P naught plus delta P naught. And what will be the pressure value at the middle of the length? So if you know the amplitude formula, you can write is amplitude of the antinode, which is delta P naught given here, okay, multiplied by the sine of kx. Okay, this is the amplitude formula. Okay, amplitude formula. You can put a modulus also. So k, what is k? K, you know, is 2 pi by lambda. K is 2 pi by lambda. Okay, and you have to find the value of pressure at what point? At the middle. That means x. So I'm calling this as x equals to 0. So you have to find the pressure at x equals to 22.5 centimeters. Middle means total length was 45, so 22.5 centimeters. So you can put that as 22.5 centimeters. Okay, and lambda is how much? Lambda is 60 centimeters. So if you put the value delta P naught into sine of 2 pi by 60 into 22.5. So how much this becomes? So 2.5 into 9 times, 2.5 into 4, 6 are 24 times. So 3 3s are 9, 3 8s are this. So 2 1s are 2 4s are. So this becomes 3 pi by 4. So this is delta P naught sine of 3 pi by 4, and sine 3 pi by 4 is 1 by root 2. Hence the amplitude of the pressure at the middle of the pipe, that means somewhere over here, okay, 22.5 centimeters, will be delta P naught by root 2. So P naught is the mean value and pressure will go above delta P naught by root 2. So that is why this is also correct. Pressure is P naught is the mean value and pressure will increase by a maximum value of delta P naught by root 2. Hence you can find a maximum pressure of P naught plus delta P naught by root 2 at the middle of the pipe. So this is also correct statement. Let's see the question number 20. Here what is happening? So basically we have this graph between photocurrent and the, I guess, anode potential. So we have to choose the correct statement. Now if you try to recall, then there's like using the Einstein's photoelectric equation, we can write HF is equals to phi plus K max. Okay, and K max, you know, is equals to EVS, where VS is the stopping potential, EVS. So that means this becomes phi plus EVS, where VS is the stopping potential. So this value represents the stopping potential. You might be knowing this using the graphs of photocurrent versus potential. So now if you look at graph A and B, the stopping potential is same, Vs is same, phi is anyway same because we are using the same surface. That means F becomes same, because if Vs is same, phi is same, that means frequency is same. So we can say that for radiations A and B, what is happening? Frequency of the radiations must have been same. But if you see the graph A is, you know, the graph A is becoming flat at this point, whereas graph B is becoming flat at this point. That means the saturation current of B is more than saturation current of A. Yes or no? That means more number of photons are incoming for radiation B. That is why more number of electrons are being ejected and the current value is more for radiation B. So intensity of the radiation B is more than intensity of A, but frequency is same. So if you look, curves A and B represent different frequencies. This is wrong. Curves A and B represent same frequency but different intensity. This is correct. Okay. Then we can also talk about the B and C. They are talking about B and C. In B and C, if you look, B and C, the saturation current is same, but the stopping potential is different. So basically, what will happen for B and C? The frequency will be different because, as I said, stopping potential is different. So if this value is different, phi was same for both the radiations, but Vs is different. So we can say that frequency will be different. But option C and D both are saying same frequency, same frequency. That is why both the options are wrong. Okay. So I hope you have understood. Let's move to the next point. 1 kg mass of liquid A at temperature 30 degrees Celsius and 2 kg mass of liquid B at 20 degrees Celsius are mixed in a calorimeter of negligible heat capacity. Final temperature of mixture is 25. What will be the ratio of SA and SB? So basically we have 1 kg mass of liquid A whose temperature is 30. Okay, and this is going to 25 after mixing, right? And what is happening to B? B is at initial temperature of 20, and this is rising to 25. Okay, so very easy. Heat lost by A is equals to heat gained by B. Yes or no? So what is the heat lost by A? Mass of A into specific heat of A into delta T. So delta T is 30 minus 25, which is 5. That will be equals to heat gained by B. Heat gained by B is mass of B into specific heat of B into 25 minus 20, that is 5. Now 5 will get cancelled. So SA by SB will be MB by MA. MB is, I guess, 2 and MA is 1. So that means this will be 2. Okay. Here what is happening? You are releasing this slab of density sigma in a liquid of density rho, and the length is L. Initial velocity is 0. So we have to find the maximum displacement. Now at any general moment, if you talk about at any general moment, when say let x distance has gone inside, so basically you can say what are the forces acting. So one will be the mg force, okay, and one will be the buoyancy force. So what is the value of mg? M is the mass of the block, which is cross sectional area A into the total length. This is the volume of the block into density of the block. This is the mass of the block into gravity. This is the mg of the block. Mg will remain constant minus buoyancy force. What is the buoyancy force? So right now the x length is inside the water or the liquid. So x into cross sectional area. This is the volume inside into density of the liquid, which is rho, into gravity. This is the buoyancy force. Hence, this is the net force acting down. So this will be equals to mass into acceleration. What is the mass? Again, A into L into sigma. This is the mass of the block into acceleration. Acceleration can be written as vdv by dx. Okay, so this is the equation of dynamics that we can make. Gets cancelled. Okay, so basically what you can do, you can bring dx on the LHS. So L sigma g into dx minus x rho g into dx, that will be is equals to L sigma vdv. Okay, now we can integrate this equation. Initially value of v was 0, x was 0, and x was 0. Finally, again we have to find the maximum displacement. So since we have to find the maximum displacement, v will become 0. X, let us say, becomes x max, or we can say x naught. X naught is the maximum displacement of the block, which is what we are trying to find. So this thing will become L sigma g dx after integration will become x naught minus rho g x dx will become x square by 2, and after putting the limits, that will become x naught square by 2. And this, since you are integrating from 0 to 0, so it will become 0. So now that means when we check this, so g will cancel. So L sigma x naught will be is equals to rho x naught square by 2. X naught gets cancelled. So x naught becomes 2 L sigma by rho. So this becomes 2 into L value was 8. Sigma by rho is how much? Half. That means the answer comes out to be 8. Note that there are other ways also of solving this question. You can solve this question by SHM method also, by energy method also. But I think this was easiest to understand. Okay. A moving coil galvanometer has a resistance of 50 ohm and it indicates full deflection at 4 milliampere current. Voltmeter is made used using the galvanometer of resistance 5000 ohms. So maximum voltage. So basically what is happening here, there's a galvanometer, okay, whose resistance is how much? Whose resistance is 50. Okay. And you are attaching a very high resistance of 5000 ohms, so that the overall this thing becomes as a voltmeter. So this thing overall becomes as a voltmeter, and the maximum current that can enter this is 4 milliamperes, which is the full scale deflection current. So what is the maximum voltage across this voltmeter? Okay, so this is the V, which is what will be the value of V max. Very simple. When the maximum current will enter, then you will get the value of V max, and maximum current is 4 milliampere. So 4 into 10 to the power minus 3 into total resistance, which is 5050. So that means this becomes 4 into 5.05, and this becomes 20.20. So since we have to find the integer, so answer will be 20 only. Again, here what is happening, we have to find the there's a network of capacitance shown. The charge on the 200 picofarad capacitor is given by U into 10 to the power 2. I think 10 is written in a slightly weird manner. So 10 square picofarad, we have to find the value of U. So on this 200, we have to find the charge. Now very easy question again. You can see these two are in series. So series combination of two equal capacitors, that means you can say that this becomes 100. So what I will do, I will call this as a 100 for the time being. Okay, this is a 100 picofarad capacitor. Okay, this is also 100. Okay, just a second, I will conserve some space. Yeah, so this is 100, this one, and these two are also 100, and this is also 100. So we have three capacitors, all of 100. The battery is attached between these two. of 0 and 3 volts. Okay, now you can do this question by many ways. So basically you can either use series parallel method, or you can also like use the nodal analysis. So let me quickly do by nodal analysis. So let's say this is 0 volt, this is 3 volt, and let us say this is the x volt. Okay, so x, so if you go on this, so x minus 3 into 100, this is the charge on this plate, plus x minus 3 into 100, this is the charge on this plate, plus x minus 0 into 100, this is the charge on this plate. So that will be total 0 because these three plates are isolated. So how much do we get? 100x plus 100x plus 100x. So that means 300x will be equals to 300 plus 300 plus 0. So that means 600. So x becomes how much? 2 volts. So value of x comes out to be 2 volts. So x was the potential at this point. Okay, so this comes out to be 2 volts. Okay, and remember that this was 3 volts. Okay, so now this total was 100 volts, remember. So what is the charge on this? So potential difference is 1 volt across the combination, and the capacitance is 100. So q is equals to 100 into q equals to cv. So potential difference is 1 and capacitance of combination is 100. So picofarad, so sorry, picocoulomb. So that means this will be 100 picocoulomb. Now notice that it's not the case that this, so basically both the capacitors will get 100. Okay, remember that it's not that 50-50 will splitting will happen. In the series, the charge on the combination is equals to the charge on both the capacitors. So this will also be 100, this will also be 100. So one pico, like one of the capacitor will also be getting 100. So basically you can see that u will become 1, u will be 1. Okay, the peak value of EMF E is given by E naught cos omega t. So peak value is 10 volts and frequency is 50. So we have to find the instantaneous EMF at t equals to 1 by 600 seconds. Very easy question. So value of E as a function of time is E naught cos of omega. Omega is 2 pi f. So 2 pi f into time. This is the function given. So value of E naught is 10, and we have to find the value of E at t equals to 1 by 600. So just put the value. 2 into pi into f is 100 and time is 1 by 600. So that means this becomes 10 into cos into 200 by 600 will become basically 1 by 3. So I think this becomes basically 2 cos pi by 3. That means this becomes 5. Okay, I think there is okay, sorry, my bad, because this will be 50 not 100. So that means f is 50 here. So that means we can say that this value will be pi by 6, not not pi by 3. That means this will become 10 into half. Okay, and 10 into not half, sorry, root 3 by 2, 10 into root 3 by 2, and this becomes 5 root 3. Okay, 5 root 3 volts. So that means this n comes out to be 5. N comes out to be 5. I hope you have got this. Okay, so the answer for this will be 5. Okay, so that ends this paper. I hope you have understood. Thank you.
Hello students, hello everyone. So welcome to this test discussion. So now we all are going to discuss this particular test. So students, if we'll talk about the first question is the element with Xe 4F145T16S2 belongs to. So here, if you look at it here, that is xenon electronic configuration they have given. Okay, and options they are asking here like it is belongs to 7th period group 4th of the modern periodic table, 6th period and group 3 of the modern periodic table, 5th period and group 3 of the modern periodic table, 6th period and group 5th of the modern periodic table. Okay, so here if you look at it here, this is belonging to lanthanides. Okay, and lanthanides, they belongs to 6th period, and remember always for F block their group is 3rd. Okay, 3rd group. And how to predict the period? To predicting the period means largest shell number, and largest shell is here 6. So it is 6th period and 3rd group or modern periodic table. So right option is option B. Now next question, the relative stability of +1 oxidation state of group 13 element follows the order. See, +1 oxidation state, first of all, boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium. Okay, so common oxidation state is +3. Okay, +3 for this element. Like boron electronic configuration, if you do, atomic number is 5, 1s2, 2s2 and 2p1. Okay, so total 3, and they will going to participate. Okay, +3 as well as +3 and +1 oxidation state they are showing. So +1 oxidation state, when it is stable, when you are going from top to bottom, okay, so when we are moving from top to bottom, this +1 oxidation state becomes more stable. If +1 oxidation state becomes more stable, the reason is here due to inert pair effect. Now, what is inert pair effect? Inert pair effect is reluctance of s orbital for the bond formation. Okay, that is s orbital is unable to participate during the bond formation. So why it is happening? Because due to the poor shielding of F, okay, they are much closer towards the nucleus. Okay, if they are more closer towards the nucleus, so we are unable to provide that much amount of energy to break that, to excite this as electron. So that's why they are unable to participate, unable to involve. So when we are going, so aluminium, gallium, indium, and thallium, so right answer is option D. Okay, so I've explained what is inert pair effect and all the things. Now next is arrange Ce+3, La+3, Pm 3 plus and ytterbium 3 plus. So cerium, lanthanum, promethium, and ytterbium, increasing order of ionic radii. So here they all belongs to lanthanides. Okay, and lanthanide group of elements they are. Now in lanthanide there is a, if you look at it here in properly, so in lanthanide there is a lanthanide contraction. Now what is lanthanide contraction? Lanthanide contraction is poor shielding effect of f orbitals, so that nuclear force of attraction increases. If nuclear force of attraction increases, so when we are going from top to bottom, so when we move from top to bottom or left to right, here atomic radii decreases, okay, due to lanthanide contraction. Reason I told you the what is lanthanide contraction, due to f orbitals involving, and they are showing poor shading effect. Okay, so the right answer is here ytterbium, promethium, cerium, and lanthanum. Option A is correct. Okay, clear students for this question. Next one, which of the following species having maximum number of atoms can lie in a same plane? So same plane, if you look at it here, PCl5, that is trigonal by pyramidal. So here along with the phosphorus, okay, I am using a different color, along with the phosphorus, chlorines, they lie in a same plane. If they are lying in a same plane, so total there are four atoms exist same plane. Okay, now next, if we look at it here, AsH4, AsH4 plus, AsH4 structure if you draw, that is sp3 hybridized, and here sp3 hybridized along with this arsenic. Okay, so there are total, if you look at it here very carefully, so here in sp3 hybridized, this one ars along with the arsenic, there are other also involved for that, so there are three atoms in a same plane. Next, if you look at it here, XeF4. So XeF4, that is fluorine, this fluorine, and then along with this xenon, four fluorines lie in a same plane. So total 5 atoms exist in a same plane. Okay, and here XeO2 F2, if you look at it here, that is, I will draw the structure of XeO2 F2 here. Okay, so xenon, oxygen, and all. So this one also does not have a more number of atoms. So that's the reason XeF4 is the right answer. Okay, XeF4 is the right answer in this given question. Is this point is clear, class? Next question. So just a second. Now, in this question, here we have to look at it here very carefully. A 10 centimeter cube sample of an unknown gaseous hydrocarbon was mixed with 70 centimeter cube of oxygen, and the mixture was set on fire by means of the electric spark. When the reaction was over and water vapors are liquefied, the final volume of gas decreased to 65 centimeter cube. Okay, so this mixture then reacted with potassium hydroxide solution, and the volume of gases decreased 45 centimeter cube. Okay, so find the molar mass of hydrocarbon in gram per mole if volume of gases were measured as standard temperature and pressure condition. So here generally we'll write an equation for that. CxHy in gaseous condition plus x plus y by 4 O2 in gaseous condition. This is x mole of carbon dioxide plus y by 2 H2. Okay. Now initially we have 10 here. If I'll take, this is 70. Okay, so after consuming 0, and this is 70 minus 10 x plus y by 4. Okay, and then is equals to, we will take here 10x. So when we solve this is x plus y. Okay, when we solve, so we will get 70 minus 10x minus, okay, this is 5 by 2y plus 10x is equals to 65. Okay, because here water vapor will liquefy, the final volume of the gas decreased to 65 centimeter cube. Okay, now when we solve further, so what we will get here, we all are getting, that is 70 minus 10x minus 5 by 2y is equals to 45. Okay, is equals to 45 on solving the above equations. So these two equations, so you can say on solving equations, what you will get? You will get x value 2 and this is y value 2. So here hydrocarbon carbon C2H2 and its carbon C2H2 24, carbon 2 into 12 and 2 hydrogen, so it is 26 is the right answer for this question. Okay, next question, that is consider the following coordination compound. Okay, here NiCO4, COCO4 minus and FeCO4 2 minus, the metal carbon bond strength. See, metal carbon bond strength. So first of all, this metal they are metal carbonyl. So in metal carbonyl bond length, if you know, you are able to predict the bond order. Okay, so if I am writing one condition, if E upon P ratio is maximum for any metal carbonyl compound, then its bond length also greater. Okay, and it is inversely proportional to bond order. And one more thing, I hope everyone aware about that, bond order is directly proportional to bond strength. Okay, so if bond order of any metal carbonyl is greater, its bond length is lesser and bond strength will be greater. Okay, so now one by one, if you calculate E upon P ratio, that is total, it is 1 here for that, this one E upon P ratio, here it is 1, it is something 0.95 nearby, and it is 0.92. So whose E upon P ratio is less? E upon P ratio is lesser means bond length is lesser. Bond length is lesser definitely means here bond order is greater. Bond order is greater, bond strength is also greater. So the right answer is 3 to 1. Okay, 3 to 1 is the right answer. Okay, clear class? I hope this point is clear. And also more than negative charge, also you can say that directly proportional to bond order and bond strength. So that is also one of the reasons. But I think this is the most appropriate reason. You can go ahead. Next one. Next question, the IUPAC name of the following compound. So IUPAC, direct priority functional group. So if you know the priority functional group, that is your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now here it is first of all aldehyde group. So aldehyde group comes in the formyl. So 5 cyno, 3 formyl, cyclohex 3 ene, 1 carboxylic acid. Option A is correct. Next, a compound. Okay. So here, if we look at it here, compound XC7H13Br is a tertiary bromide on treatment with potassium ethoxide and ethanol. X is converted into C7H14. Ozonolysis of Y gives Z as the only product. Z can also be obtained by the oxidation of heptane 2,6 diol. So, which select the incorrect statement from the following? Incorrect. Okay. So here, if you look at it, look at this one very carefully. Z part, we have to look at it here. So first of all, go reaction by reaction. Why not? We'll go. So here we will write. Okay, this is Br, CH3, and CH3. Now, in presence of strong base, that is potassium ethoxide, CH3, CH2. Okay, okay. Then after that elimination happen, and then we will get what? Here we will receive alkene. Okay, so after that this is CH3 and this is your CH3. Okay, clear now? And then they are saying after getting this one, X is converted into Y. So X, this is Y, ozonolysis. And in ozonolysis, if nothing is written, reductive. Okay, ultimately it's giving you acetone also. Okay, so here what you will get? You will get 2, heptane 2,6 dione. So this bond double bond O, double bond O. This is your here CH3. This is your CH3. This is heptane 2,6 dione. This is heptane 2,6 dione. Okay. Now then after that, this reaction they are saying gives only product. So obtained by the oxidation of this one, also obtained by the 2,6 diol. If you do this one also, we will get diol. Okay. So now after getting, they are saying Z can also be obtained oxidation of Y considered hot KMnO4. Z can also be obtained by oxidation of Y. This one, this one we will get with this one. So this statement is correct because if you remember this one, hot alkaline KMnO4. Okay. So this is giving you acetone. Substitutions are there on the 2 carbons. Z give positive iodoform test. Yes, for iodoform test, group C double bond O along with that CH3 is required. So this will give positive iodoform. This is also correct. Z can be reduced by diol with NaBH4. Yes, it is reduced by NaBH4. Reduce these one. So this is correct now. A, C, D is correct now. But if you look at this one, Z give 2,4 negative 2,4 DNP test. This is giving positive. Okay. Positive test it is performing. So this one is incorrect and this is your answer also. Option B is your answer. Okay, clear class? So our right answer is Z gives negative 2,4 DNP test is your right answer because it is performing positive test. Why? Because 2,4 DNP, 2,4 this one. Here NH2 dinitrophenol hydrazine 2,4 dinitro phenyl hydrazine. This one I said phenyl. This is NO2, this is phenyl hydrazine, so here NO2. So now in this one, now this H2 will remove and then this one, water will go and this any carbon bond you want to form, you will get it. Okay, clear? So this is the process. Option B is correct for this reaction. Next, which of the following statement is correct? So alpha D glucose and beta D glucose, this is not enantiomer, they are anomers. First of all, they are anomers. These are the basic NCRT. Glycine is optically, this is wrong, this is glycine optically inactive. Cellulose on hydrolysis yields alpha D glucose. No, they are yielding beta D glucose. Okay. So these 3 statements is wrong. So ultimately arginine is most basic amino acid. Option D is correct. Next, a liquid mixture contains 10 moles of A and 10 moles of B. The vapor pressure overall is 160. So PT is equals to P naught A chi A plus P naught B chi B. Okay. So total 160 is equals to P naught, that is 200 chi A mole fraction of A, that is mole fraction of A, that is 10 upon 20. 10 upon 20. So 0.5. 0.5 plus this is again here P naught B, that is 100 multiplies 0.5. Okay. So 160 and this will become when we solve this. So this one, just a second students. So this will overall, it is 150. Okay, so this is 150. If it is 150, so what we can write? G mixing, delta G mix is less than 0, delta S mixing is greater than 0, and here it is a positive deviation, so positive deviation, and then after that V mixing is greater, V mixing is greater than 0, H mixing is greater than 0. So right option is D. Okay. Next, for the reaction N2O4 to NO2, the value of K is 50 and 50 at 400 and 700 at 500. Which of the following is incorrect? See, when we increase the temperature, reaction moves in which direction? Reaction moves in forward direction. So here reaction moves in forward direction means it is endothermic phenomena. So this one is correct. Okay, clear? Now if NO2 and N2O4 Q here at 400, this one, and this will become 20 square upon 2, this will become 200. So Q value is 200 and K value is 50. So reaction will move in, Q is greater than K, reaction move in backward direction. Reaction move in backward direction definitely means reactant N2O4 will form. So C option is also correct. Entropy of the system increases in the forward direction, more the number of moles, more will be the entropy randomness. So this one also correct. Which one is incorrect? Option B is the right answer. Okay, this is incorrect. Okay, students. Next. Okay, so here in this question, if you look at it here very carefully, that is the ammonia involved from 0.5 gram of organic compound in Geldal estimation of nitrogen utilizes 10 ml of H2SO4. Okay, identify the incorrect statement out of the following. So here if we solve that, while solving, that is 10 millimoles of ammonia is produced, that is the incorrect statement for this question. Okay, next one. If we talk about the question number 13th, so in question number 13th, that is tertiary group is present. Okay, and when CH react with CS3, CS3 they are attached. Okay, class, just a second. Now in presence of KMNO4, this group will convert into alcohol. So here the reaction is, this is CH3 C CH3 CH3 OH, and now again on this A acidic medium H plus will attack. H plus will attack, so B product is CH3C CH3 CH3 OH2 plus, it will take the electron plus charge, and after that we will get CH3 and elimination will also occur any part. So CH3 double bond CH2, now C part, that is HBr in presence of organic peroxide. Okay, so now here anti-Markovnikov, this is R OOR, so we will apply anti-Markovnikov rule AMK. So anti-Markovnikov rule is saying that negative part goes to the carbon, Br goes to the carbon that has more number of hydrogen, here H goes to the carbon that has less number of hydrogen. So we will get the product CH3 C CH3 CH2 Br. So option A, B is incorrect, C is incorrect, option D is correct. Okay, so right answer is option D. Okay, students. Next, when neopentyl alcohol, so neopentyl alcohol is heated with acid H plus. Okay, so H plus, it will attack here, as it will attack. So CH3 CH3 CH3, I am showing here, it is, that is CH2 and OH2 plus. So it will take the electron, and we will get, after taking the electron, it will convert itself into CH3 C CH3 CH3, and this is CH2 plus, and water removed. Okay, H2O removed. Now here, as this CH2 now, this is less stable. So less stable means this CH3 will migrate here. If this CH3 will migrate, this is known as methyl shift. Okay, this is known as methyl shift. If methyl shift happen, so after that structure will be CH3C CH3 plus charge CH2 and CH3. Now this is alpha and this is beta. Okay, so now when you do the elimination from that, okay, when we do this elimination from here, structure was we have CH3, C, CH3 plus CH2 and CH3. That is right. So this is beta, this is alpha, and anyone you can imagine this is beta and beta. Okay. So now elimination happens. So most stable alkene is our major product. Okay, that is known as ZF product. So we will get CH3, CH3 double bond CH, CH3. One structure A, that is first, and another also you will get least stable, that is CH3 double bond CH2 single bond CH2 CH3, that is product B. Now if you look at that particular carbon, okay, so here total number of alpha hydrogens. So here with respect of these two, so alpha hydrogen is there are 3, 3 and 3, total 9 alpha hydrogen. Here with respect of these we have 3 to 5, so 5 alpha hydrogen. So ratio is 9:5. So 9:5, which option is correct? Option D is correct for this question. Next, which is correct for product P, Q and R. P, Q, R, the major product we have to find. This is H3O plus, okay, hydrolysis in acidic medium. Hydrolysis in acidic medium. This is hydroboration and oxidation. This is oxymercuration and demercuration. Okay, so first one will follow Markovnikov rule. First reaction is following Markovnikov rule. Markovnikov rule, and also there is a intermediate form carbocation intermediate and carbocation intermediate. So rearrangement also you can use. Here B is following AMK, anti-Markovnikov rule, and this one also follow Markovnikov rule, but no carbocation. If no carbocation, now will form a product. So H2O, H plus and OH minus. Okay, so this will here first one for this. Okay, so it is H2O in acidic medium. Okay, so when we are doing it now, so here this will go and we will get okay, and here plus charge, then here after that plus charge, then again we have to arrange this plus charge, means rearrangement. I told you in rearrangement there we have to in carbocation there is a rearrangement. So while doing the rearrangement, when we are doing, so we have to be careful. Okay, so then after that ring expansion will be there. Okay, and when ring expansion, so after that ring expansion, and then OH also will attach. So after that OH minus will attack also. I am directly doing it OH, and this is CH3, one product. Then here there is no need to do any such thing. Okay, only for second part, this one here on that, if BH3 and THF and H2O2 OH minus will attack, so you will get anti-Markovnikov will applicable. Just a second, students. This one. Okay, and simply here OH will attach and here H will come. That's it. Okay, this is your OH. That's it. Okay, and this one. So this is your product. You can say Q. This is your P, and last third one. See, for third one, that was oxymercuration and demercuration while you are doing. So this is following Markovnikov rule, and in Markovnikov rule, simple, and all the process common thing is addition of water you are doing. Okay, so now what we are going to do here, simple product, just you have to attach OH will be here, H will be there. Okay, that's it. So if you want, you can arrange these structures. This is OH, and then that's it. Okay, clear? So this is the thing. Now all the three products are different from one another. So right option is option D. Next, which of the following statement is incorrect? So SRP value of halogen X2 X minus is equals to F2 Cl2 Br2 I2. That is correct. Boiling point I2 Br2 Cl2, more the molar mass, more the boiling point. That is also correct. Okay. Reducing power I minus Br minus Cl minus F minus. That is also correct. Bond dissociation enthalpy is incorrect. So option B is answer. Order is correct. Order is Cl2 Br2. Okay. Cl2 Br2, just Cl2 Br2, and then F2, and then I2. Reason is, as fluorine is small size, electron repulsion. Okay, electron repulsion is there. Due to the repulsion, it is quickly going to break. So that's the reason option B is most correct here. Answer. Bond dissociation enthalpy. This is the correct answer. Next one. Choose the correct statement for this question. If the solubility of Sb to S3 is this one, solubility product will be what? pH of an aqueous solution of H plus in minus 8, it's 8. Ammonia is a leveling solvent for a stronger acid like HCl, HBrHI, while glacial acetic acid is a differentiating solvent. Yes. So first of all, we'll start from the D. Ammonia is a leveling solvent. Leveling solvent means to predict the strength. To predict the strength. Okay. Okay. As remember it. Your leveling solvent, that is your predicting what? That limits the strength of acid as well as bases. Okay. Predict the strength and bases. Predict means you can say limit the strength of acids and bases. Okay. And while it is ammonia is also used to stronger acid HCl, HBr, HI. Okay. But for glacial acetic acid, weak acid, so it is used for differentiating solvent. So this is correct. So wherever C option is written, that option you have to mark. So A option is incorrect. Okay. A option is here. A and B. I'm not talking about the above one. Okay. Statement. So here C is not written. Now rest every option has C. So now we'll check A option. Solubility, this is for C. Now for A option, if you A statement, solubility of Sb2, S3, if you dissociate, it will become 2Sb, 3 plus 3S2 minus, this is 2S, this is 3S, KSP is equals to total 2, this is 2S to the power 2 and 3S to the power 3. And then when you solve, so it is going to be 108 S to the power 5. S value is already given, so it is 108, that is 10 to the power minus 5 to the power 5, that is 108 into 10 to the power minus 25. So A option is also correct. Wherever A option is not written, that is also you have to exclude in your mind. This is also wrong. Now B option, pH of an aqueous solution having H plus. This is, remember one thing, my dear students, if pH is greater than 10 to the power minus 6 molar for acid and base, then directly you have to write if pH is less than 10 to the power minus 6 molar for strong acid, then you have to use water walls. Okay, so here we have to use water. Then, and first of all, strong acid pH, how come, sorry, H plus it is, how come greater than 7, 8? It's not possible. Okay, so that's why option B is wrong. Wherever option B is written, that you have to exclude. Now option 1 is left. Which option? That is option C. So option C is correct. Okay, but here the right answer, I think, remember it, for 10 power 7, 6 and all, nearby 6.99 will come. Okay. Next question. The product P in the following reaction. See, when we solve this product P in the following reaction, so NaBH4. First of all, NaBH4 is a good reducing agent, but as not NaBH4 only reduce this reduce aldehyde, ketone, and this one acid halide. Okay, clear? So now it is not going to reduce your this acid part. If LiLH4 is written, then this is another thing. But here it will reduce ketone. So when it is reduced the ketone in the presence of acidic medium, so product is OH, double bond O, OH. Okay. Now, okay. So is there any answer is written? No. Answer is not written, means something is also happening in this reaction. So there is a lactone formation, gamma, alpha, beta, 3 types of lactone. Okay, lactone formation. Okay, this reaction will further go lactonization. Now lactonization process we will do. Okay, here NaBH4, those who have a doubt, H minus hydride will come, hydride this part, first of all hydride will attack on carbon, and then from here H3O plus will generate H plus, and H plus will attack on this one, OH will form, and this is the reaction product. Okay, now electronization process. So during this, first of all H plus will come, and H plus acid will attack where? This will attack on this oxygen. It will attack on this oxygen, so you will get OH, oxygen form 3 bond plus charge, OH. Okay, there is a OH. Okay, students. Now after this, what will happen? When this process, this will take the electron from carbon. So immediately this oxygen will attack on this carbon. Okay, when we attack now, so then after that structure will be OH, this carbon, this carbon, this is your OH, this carbon, and this is also OH. Okay, now on the same carbon immediately this will form 3 bonds. So here this one will do what? Here it will transfer to this oxygen. Okay, as it will transfer to this oxygen, and yes, there is a CH3 group. This one also has your CH3 group. Okay, now then oxygen, carbon, this one. So here OH2, and this one will get its electron mine. Okay, and this one plus charge, this one is OH. Okay, CH3, here it is CH3. Okay, now till here everything is clear, class? Clear? Okay, now we are moving ahead. So we have a structure O, C, here it is OH2 plus OH. Okay, now this will remove, as this will remove carbon fields, so here this one will transfer the electron, H plus will also leave. So H plus and water I am removing simultaneously, so we will get the final product C, and this one double bond O. Okay, and here it is this. It is CH3 and CH. This is your lactone. Okay, class. So is there any option matching with this? Yes, it is matching. So option D is correct. Okay, clear? Next. In this question, direct CH3 MgBr is reacting at 1 mole. So CH3 MgBr, it is reacting. So here this Br group will go, and this one, this H will go. So CH3 will form CH4. Okay, and then this will attach like this. So option C is correct. Direct. Next. Which of the following compound will not yield amine on reaction with the Br2 NaOH? See, this is Hofmann bromide degradation reaction. This is Hofmann bromamide degradation. So see, CH3CONH2, CH3 NH2. This is giving pH NH2. Means through this 1 degree amine is possible, but 2 degree amine is not going to form. If 2 degree amine is not formed, so here option C is incorrect. Which of the following compound will not yield? This one. So I said option C is correct. So now we will move to the next part, that is integer type of question. So here it is saying, class, if you look at it here, that is ammonium bisulfide NH4HS is added to closed vessel containing H2S. So NH4HS, NH3 plus H2S. Okay, clear? NH3 plus H2S. When you do that, then class, what we have to do here, first of all, this is X mole form, this will form already 1 ATM is present, this will 1 plus X. So now at equilibrium, when we do that, so it will become total, it is given here total pressure at equilibrium is 3. So 1 plus X is equals to 3. So 1 here, X will finally, when you solve, it will become what? X is equals to 1 and Kp is equals to, that is your in ATM square, in this one, this is, will give you partial pressure of this one, and then this will become 2 into 1, so it is 2. So right answer is 2 is the right answer for this question. Next one. For a first order reaction, A gives B, the reaction rate at a reactant concentration of 0.01 m is found to be 3 into 10 power minus 5 mole per liters. Second, the half-life period of this reaction in second. See here, it is already predicting this is first order reaction. So rate is equals to Ka to the power 1, and rate of the reaction is given. Okay. And the rate is given, that is 3 into 10 to the power minus 5 is equals to K 0.01. So K will become what? That is 3 into 10 to the power minus 5 upon 0.01. So K will be 3 into 10 to the power minus 3. Now half-life of first order formula, half-life of first order, that is 0.693 by K T1 by 2. So then it will become 0.693 upon this will your 3 into 10 to the power minus 3. So when now it's time to solve this, and that is coming your, when we take 0.693 divided by 3, it is 231 is the right answer. Okay, 231 is the right answer for this question. Okay, students. Now next question, when we solve, that is consider the following cell reaction. So here E naught is given, and there the value of E here, and P is the cell potential at cell potential. The value of E volt of the E they are asking. E means we have to find out. Okay, formula E is equals to E naught of cell minus 0.06 n log of product upon reactant. Okay, clear now. So now here E cell value is given 1.67 minus 0.06. Now here N 2 Fe 0 to 2 means 2 electron. Okay, here oxygen 0 to this. So total electron loss or gain here, total, and F4H plus, it will convert into 2H2 and then all. Okay, so here total electron n value that we have to put, that is 4. Okay, 4 log from this will solid to this one, and this is gaseous to this. So product here 10 to the power minus 3, and that is whole square upon this will become this one oxygen and hydrogen. So this will is your 0.1 into pH 10 to hydrogen concentration we will get, that is 10 to the power minus 3 to the power 4. Okay, so now we have to solve this. So 1.67, okay, that is minus 0.06 by 4 into log of 10 to the power 3 into 10 to the power 3 into 10. Okay, now simple mathematics now, students, where 1.67 minus 0.06 by 4, and this when you solve, so this is 10 to the power 3 7. Now again 1.67 minus, we have to solve, so this will become 0.105, and then here E cell that we will get after that, that is 1.561, and finally it is 1561 is the right answer. Okay, for this numerical 1561 is the right answer. Okay. Next, 100 ml of sodium NaHC2O4 requires 50 ml of 0.1 molar KMnO4 solution in acetic medium for its complete oxidation. Volume of 0.1 molar NaOH required by 100 ml of same NaHC2O4 for its complete neutralization is. Okay. So for this numerical, first of all, we have to write the equation NaHC2O4 plus KMnO4. While reacting, it gives you Mn plus 2 plus carbon dioxide. Okay, milli equivalents or equivalents of NaHC2O4 is equals to equivalents of KMnO4. Okay, so while solving this equivalence term, we will use M1 V1 N1 is equals to M2 V2 N2. So M1 we don't know here. Okay, that here we will use M1 into volume, because 100 ml, so liters 0.1 into 2, and value 2, it is here 0.1 already given into 0.05 volume, and 2 it's 5, because from plus 7 it is transforming into plus 2, so it is plus 7, sorry, plus 5 n value. Okay, so now M1 will be 0.25 divided by 2, so M1 is equals to 0.125. Now volume, but we want So here molarity you got now. So now next thing is molarity is equals to moles upon volume. So mole is equals to what? That is molarity into volume, right? Okay, students, molarity into volume. Now after that, what we have to do in this condition, if you know, so here we can say moles of NaHC2O4 is equals to moles of sodium hydroxide NaOH, right? So here that is molarity into volume. So molarity into volume, molarity of NaOH, this will we got it 0.125, and here volume what you have to put, you have to already take in the volume 0.1. Now here volume you don't know, moles of NaOH, molarity into volume, molarity of NaOH is given 0.1 into volume. So now it will become your, when we solve, that is 0.125, and finally it is in terms of milliliter, it will become 125 ml is the right answer. So answer is 125. Okay, clear this question, class? Clear to everyone? Okay. Next question, that is, as a result of isobaric heating by delta T is equals to 50 K, 1 mole of certain ideal gas absorbs an amount of heat Q is equals to 1 kg. The work done during the process is minus x kg. Find 10x value ultimately we have to find. Okay. So for solving this, here heat is given. Okay. That is an isobaric constant pressure. Qp is equals to 1 kilojoule. If Qp is in 1 kilojoule, so ultimately in terms of joule it is thousands joule. That is constant pressure. Transfer of heat at constant pressure is enthalpy. Okay, delta H. Okay, class. So now after that, now here delta H formula, delta H is equals to NCP delta T. So delta H value already know, CP value if you know, then everything will be easy for you. Okay, so CP will become what? That is delta H upon this one, N value 1 mole. 1 mole now, so this will become what? Thousands upon 50. Okay, that is 20. Okay, 20 joule. Cp value 20. And now Cp is equals to Cv plus R. So here Cp minus R is equals to Cv. So 20 minus 8.20 minus 8.314. Okay, for Cv. So now when we do this 20 minus 8.314, that will become 11.686 is your Cv. Okay, now you got Cv. After getting the Cv, first law of thermodynamics. What is the first law of thermodynamics? That is delta U is equals to Q plus W. Okay, and transfer of like internal energy in terms of constant volume you are predicting, that is NCV. Okay, that is NCV delta T. So here at this one, isobaric process, NCV delta T. So now the rest part we will solve here. So we will using the first law of thermodynamics, delta is equals to Q plus W, that delta U is equals to NCV delta T. Now here NCV delta T is equals to Q plus W we will apply. Okay. So after applying this, what we will get here, that is W is equals to NCV delta T minus QP. Okay. W is equals to NCV delta T minus QP, because transfer of heat at constant pressure, na QP we have already taken. Okay, so N value 1, see here, N value is already 1, 11.686, T is 50, minus QP you want, you can take here 1000. Okay, now when we solve this, after solving, that is 584.3 minus 1000. Okay, and that W is coming here nearby. Just a second, this W value will come nearly minus 0.4 kilojoule. So ultimately right answer is here in terms of multiply with 10, so right answer is 4. Okay, so 4 is the right answer for this numerical class. So we have discussed all the questions. If you have any problem, please let us know. Okay, kindly go through the solutions. I've explained each and everything. So that's it from my side. Thank you. Good day. Bye bye. Take care. Bye everyone.
So we're going to be discussing the questions. I'll tell you which were the questions which were easy, should have done, which are the difficult question which you could have kind of kept for a later time if you get some extra time towards the end of the paper. And any doubts that you have, I hope we're able to clear those out as well. Okay. So the very first question is, this is a very straightforward, one of the very general type of question of binomial, right? I can say the general term over here, T r plus 1 will be equal to 1024 C r into 5 power 1024 minus r by 2 into 7 power r by 8. Yes, now the idea here is that 1024 minus r by 2, for this r has to be a multiple of 2, and over here r has to be a multiple of 8. So this takes precedence because if a number is multiple of 8, automatically it's a multiple of 2 as well. So we'll just consider that r to be made a multiple of 8. So basically what do we have? We have 0, 8, 16 and keeps on going up until 1024. What is 1024? It is nothing but 125 plus 3, 128. So 128 into 8. So basically starting from 0 into 8 till 128 into 8, how many terms do we have? We have a total of 129 terms, which will be basically integers over here. Hence the answer option B for this question. Okay, very simple, straightforward question. Moving on. We have A matrix, which is given to us as 2, 2, 1, 1, 3, 1, 1, 2, 2, and you have been asked to find A cube minus 7A square plus 10A is equal to which of the following options. So anytime you have these questions, looking at the options and the general expression that we have here, kind of should give you idea about Cayley-Hamilton theorem, right? We'll find the characteristic equation over here, which is going to be 2 minus lambda, 2, 1, 1, 3 minus lambda, 1, 1, 2, 2 minus lambda, right? And characteristic equation, your determinant always, matrix always satisfies the characteristic equation. So what do we get from this? Expanding this out, you get 2 minus lambda into, what do we have? Lambda minus 2 into lambda minus 3, minus, it doesn't really matter. So lambda square minus 5 lambda plus 6 minus 2 you have. Then you have minus 2 into, you have 2 minus lambda. You have a 2 minus lambda minus 1. And then finally plus 1 into, what do you have? 2 minus of 3 minus lambda, that's minus 3 plus lambda. This is equal to 0 is the overall expression that we have. Okay, let's multiply this out. Let's first of all simplify this term a little bit. This will become 4. Over here I will have 1 minus lambda. Here I'll have a 1 minus lambda, and over here what do we have? We have a lambda minus 1. We have a lambda minus 1 over here. Okay. So we get something on the lines of 2 lambda square minus 10 lambda minus plus 8. Then minus lambda cube plus 5 lambda square minus 4 lambda minus 2 plus 2 lambda plus lambda minus 1 equal to 0 is the overall expression that we have over here. So what does this look like? That's minus lambda square plus minus lambda cube plus 7 lambda square minus 10 minus 14. Then you have a plus 1, that's minus 11 lambda. And lastly, what do you have? 8 minus 1 and a minus 1 over here, that's plus 5 equals to 0. So basically we can say that the matrix will satisfy the condition of A cube, I'm just multiplying a minus all throughout, minus 7A square plus 10A plus, sorry, minus 5 identity equals to 0. So what is A cube minus 7A square plus 10A? Oh, sorry, this will be 11, right? So if I take the 10A wala part aside, what else am I left with? I'm left with A minus 5 identity equal to 0. Send this A minus 5 identity over to the right side. So 5 identity minus A will be the value of this remaining part, which is A cube minus 7A square plus 10A. So I can say that A cube minus 7A square plus 10A jo hai, that is equal to 5 identity minus A. Option B will be the answer for the question. Okay, pretty simple, straightforward solution. Okay, moving on. What we have over here? Anytime we see modulus, step number 1 is always to break the function. I can say that the function has basically 3 definitions. Definition number 1, when x is less than 0. So when x is less than 0, what do I have? 1 upon mod x becomes basically minus x. So 1 upon minus x plus 1 upon x, that is 0. So I have x into e power 0, basically just x. Then when x is equal to 0, it is equal to 0 only. When x is positive, what do I have? My definition will be x into e power minus 1 by x minus plus 1 by x. So basically x into e power minus 2 upon x. This is the expression that we have, right? First of all, let's check the limits. The left hand limit extending to 0 for 0 is nothing but equal to 0. Right hand limit over here extending to 0 plus, I will get 0 into e power minus infinity ka format over here, because 2 upon 0, 0 plus tends towards, so that's 0 into 0 form, this is 0. So continuous, this is, I can say that this expression is absolutely continuous. So discontinuous and neither differentiable nor continuous, option C and D are absolutely incorrect. Okay? So now what we have is either it is going to be continuous as well as differentiable, or it is not differentiable. So entire thing revolves now around, is it differentiable or not? So let's find the left hand derivative, right hand derivative first. So what is the right hand derivative going to be? F of h, limit h tending to 0, which is a positive value. F of h, which definition are we going to use? We're going to use h into e power minus 2 by h minus f of 0 divided by h. What is this? E power minus infinity. Right hand derivative is coming out to be 0. What about the left hand derivative? So in the case of left hand derivative, what do you have? You have limit again h tending to 0. f of x now 0, so you're going to use the f of 0 minus h, basically minus h you will get. So I'll get a minus h over here, minus 0 divided by minus h, which is equal to 1. So I have my left hand derivative as equal to minus 1, right hand derivative equal to 0, meaning the function is not a differentiable one. Therefore option B will be the answer. It is continuous but not differentiable. Okay. All right, moving on. What do we have here? So I've been told that this ellipse and hyperbola intersect at right angle. Now one thing you should know, if ellipse and hyperbola are intersecting at right angle, it means their foci coincide. It means their foci they coincide. So the same foci basically. So let me find the foci of ellipse over here. Converting into general form, it is x square upon 9 plus y square upon 4 equals to 1. What do we have over here? X square upon 4 by a minus y square upon 4 equals to 1. What is the foci over here? A is 9. A square is 9. So a will be 3. 3 into eccentricity, which is root of 1 minus 4 by 9, which is equal to root 5. So I can say that this root 5 that is equal to what? Over here, what is my foci? So again, this is over here, a ka jo value hai, that is a square is 4 upon a. So a will be equal to a in terms of the standard hyperbola will be 2 upon root a into root of, what is the simplicity? It is 1 plus b square upon a square. So basically 2 upon root a into root of 1 plus a. This is the expression that you have. Send the root a over to the left side, take a square on both sides, you get 5a equal to 4 into 1 plus a. This gives you 4 equal to 4a, 5a minus 4a. A ka value comes out as 4 over here. I've gotten the value of a as 4. So what is my ellipse? My ellipse is 4x square plus 9y square equals to 36. And what is my hyperbola? Hyperbola is 4x square minus y square equals to 4 over here, right? So yes, their point of intersection will always pass through a circle. They've asked us to find the equation of the circle. So basically a point which satisfies both these conditions, right? I'm looking for h comma k which satisfies both these conditions. Can I just add these two up, giving me 9x square plus 8y square, as hk is satisfying both of them, equal to 40, meaning x square plus y square equal to 5. My h comma k will obviously satisfy x square plus y square equal to 5 always, meaning that yes, their point of intersection will always lie on the circle x square plus y square equal to 5. Will always lie on the circle x square plus y square equal to 5. Okay, but find the point of intersections and then check it out. But this is a much quicker format. This is a much quicker way of solving the question. Got everyone? Moving on. What do we have here? We have to find a limit ln1 plus ln1 divided by 0 plus 0. It's a 0 by 0 form. L'Hopital. What is L'Hopital state? I'll have over here 1 upon 1 plus ax plus bx square plus cx cube into, what is the derivative over here? 0 plus a plus 2bx plus 3cx square plus, over here what do you get? Directly write the derivative over here. 0 minus a plus 2bx minus 3cx square divided by 1 minus ax plus bx square minus cx cube whole divided by cos x plus sec square x, limit x tending to 0. So what do we have? In the numerator part, 0, 0 if you put, you will get just a. Numerator mein plus mein if you put 0, 0, you will get minus a divided by 0 cos 0 plus sec square 0. That's 1 plus 1, 2, which is equal to over here 0 by 2, 0. Option A will be the answer for this question. Not an indeterminate form, so I can directly say that the value I'm getting is going to be the answer as well. Okay, wonderful. Moving on. We have a triangle. Okay, ABC. A is right angle triangle. Very well. Right angled at A, and there's a circle with the center at A and radius as AB. So basically a circle which looks kind of like this. Okay. It cuts BC at the point D and AC at the point E. BD is given to you as 20 and DC is given to you as 16. The question is, what is the value of AC? Okay, so let's assume this to be radius. Let's assume AC, which you are finding as some value B over here. And now can I say that this remaining part, as this A is the center, this will be nothing but R. This is going to be nothing but R over here. And let's assume this point to be A, B, C, D, E. We have used F. So can I say over here, by power of point wala theorem over here, that this point CE multiplied by CF will be equal to CD multiplied by CB. CD multiplied by CB over here. Right, everyone? I can say this using the simple basic properties of circles are all the only thing that we have used over here. I can say this expression over here, power of point of CB. I can say the statement. Now, what is CE equal to? This is radius. Can I say CE is nothing but B minus radius and CF is nothing but B plus radius? This is equal to, what is CD? CD is equal to 16, and what is BC? That's equal to 36. Okay, I've got one condition. B square minus R square is equal to 16 into 36. Achha, along with this, can I also say that this right here is a right angle triangle, meaning that B square plus R square will be equal to 36 ka square. So what does this mean? Add the two of them, you will get 2B square equals to 36 into 36 plus 16, that is 52. You can cancel one of them out. 26, which means B will be equal to 6 root 26. That's option B. 6 root 26 will be the answer for the question. Okay, very simple, straightforward. Okay, moving on. So the number of integral values of m for which at least one solution of this inequality x square minus 2mx plus m square minus 4 less than or equal to 0 satisfies this inequality x square minus 6x plus 8 less than or equal to 0. Basically, we need to ensure that the solution part of both these have at least some intersection present, right? That's the condition. Very well. So first of all, let's solve the one which I can directly see, x minus 4, x minus 2 less than or equal to 0. This is straightforward. What? X belongs to 2, 4. Very well. Over here, I can see x square minus 2mx plus m square. That's x minus m the whole square. That's x minus m the whole square. Minus 4, which is 2 square, less than or equal to 0. So I have x minus m minus 2 into x minus m plus 2 less than or equal to 0. So what are the roots over here? They are m minus 2 and they are m plus 2. So basically, my x has to lie between these two values, m minus 2 and m plus 2. Okay, now observe over here, if my 2, 4 wala region jo hai, it has to lie in between this part over here. Can I say straightforward that first of all, my 2 jo hai should be less than m plus 2. And my 4 jo hai, that has to be greater than m minus 2. Now you might say, why exactly as such? Because this is the only condition where I can ensure that there will be at least some intersection between the two of them. Because if I just consider that, okay, 2 is less than m plus 2, then 2, 4 can go somewhere like this. That's not true. Also, if I just consider that 4 is bigger than m minus 2, they can go somewhere over here. So to consider, make sure that, yes, they are having exactly some intersection between the two. I will ensure that 2 jo hai is less than m plus 2. And along with that, m minus 2 jo hai, that is less than 4 as well. So I have m should be greater than or equal to 0 and m should be less than or equal to 6. Meaning, m belongs to 0, 6. So what are the values of m? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's total of 7 integral values we can get. Total of 7 integral values we can say will be there. And the answer for question number 7 is 7. Allah for a reason, I guess. Moving on. We have x1, x2, x3 till x50. You have been told that R from 1 to 49, this condition is satisfied. 5 out of these numbers are picked at random and they are arranged in an increasing order. What is the probability that the number x20 is in the middle? X20 middle. So I need to ensure that the two numbers to the left are smaller than x20, which means I need to select them from the 19 numbers before 20. And the remaining two I'll have to select from the 30 numbers after 20, that's 30C2. So 19C2 multiplied by 30C2 divided by total ways of selecting the numbers, that is 50C5, sorry. X20 also we need to ensure to be selected, right? So 19C2 into 30C2 divided by 50C5, that's option B will be the answer for this question for the probability that X20 comes exactly in the middle of these 5 terms. Okay, everyone, hope the idea is clear. Moving on. What do we have over here? We need to find the number of solutions of this equation. Okay, I can see there's some similarity over here. Let's add these two up. So tan inverse of x plus 2x minus tan inverse b, that is minus x minus 2 upon x, that will become plus, divided by 1. You can see the product of the two of them is coming as a positive value, so it's greater than -1, no problems there. Then 1 plus, you'll get the product of the two of them, that is x square minus 4 upon x square over here. Now this is equal to tan inverse of 4 upon x. So basically I can say over here this cancels out, 4 upon x gets cancelled out. So I can say 1 plus x square minus 4 upon x square should be equal to 1. So what do I have? I have x power 4 minus 4 upon x square equals to 0. Basically x power 4 equals to 4, which gives you x is equal to plus or minus root 2. So there are exactly two solutions to this equation, that x will be equal to plus minus root 2. Okay, everyone? Hope the idea is clear. Plain and simple basics of Funda. Okay. Alright, moving on. So C is directed along the internal angle bisector of these two vectors, and if magnitude of C is theta. So the idea is pretty simple. Let's consider the angle bisector to be some d. So I have A over here 7i cap minus 4j cap minus 4k cap, and I have B which is minus 2i cap minus j cap plus 2k cap. So let's first of all find one angle bisector. Okay, let's call this D. I'm not talking about C vector as of now, just I'm getting a vector along the direction of angle bisector. Okay. The reason I'm doing this is I can look at all the options and none of the options are collinear. I hope you're able to see this. So the moment I get the direction ratios of the angle bisector, I don't care about magnitude being equal to 5 root 6. Whichever one is collinear with the angle bisector, directly that's the answer. So always be on a lookout for such things. How do I get the angle bisector? Straightforward. What is the magnitude of A vector? That's 49 plus 32 over here. That's root of 81, 9. And over here, what is the modulus of, magnitude of B vector over here? That's root 9, that is 3. So basically here the ratio is 9 is to 3 is to 9, or I can say 1 is to 3. So can I say that the position vector of the angle bisector will be nothing but 7i cap plus minus 6i cap. Then I have minus 4j cap minus 3j cap. Then I have minus 4k cap and plus 6k cap divided by 1 plus 3. So what is the D vector come out as? It is minus basically I cap minus 7j cap plus 2k cap divided by 4. So which is the only vector which is collinear with I cap minus 7j cap plus 2k cap? That's option A. Therefore, option A will be the answer for this question. Okay, that's the answer for this one. Plain and simple basics of Funda over here. All right, moving on. Okay, we have a function from real number to real number. It is continuous function and it satisfies f of x plus 1 equals to x square plus 2x plus 3. Okay, very well. I can say that this integral is equal to integral 0 to 1 f of x dx plus integral 1 to 2 f of x dx, right? Cool. Now 0 to 1 f of x dx, now I need to try and create f of x plus 1 over here, right? So what I will do is I will go for a substitution over here, that this x is equal to some t plus 1. So dx dt, there is no changes. Limit mein what happens? T is x minus 1. So limit becomes 0 to 1. That's one good thing. F of t plus 1 dt. So I can change the variable back to x. There's no change. Basically changing xx over here. So this becomes overall integral 0 to 1 f of x plus f of x plus 1 dx. So that's basically integral of 0 to 1. What is f of x plus 1? That's x square plus 2x plus 3 dx. So what we have? Integral is x cubed by 3 plus 2x square by 2, that's x square plus 3x, limit from 0 to 1, that's 1 by 3 plus 1 plus 3. What is this equal to? 13 by 3. That's option C will be the answer for this question. Okay, plain and simple, straightforward. So question, the slight properties of definite integral was all that was required. Okay, okay, yes, clear everyone. Let's move on. What do we have over here? We have a function e power x minus e power mod x upon 10 e power x plus e power mod x, and basically we need to get the range of this function, right? It's an onto function, so codomain range will be equal. Indirectly they're asking us to get the range. Very well, let's break this function. When the function is x is less than 0, basically what will I get? I'll get e power x minus e power minus x divided by 10 into e power x plus e power minus x. When x is greater than equal to 0, I have e power x minus e power x upon whatever it is, I don't care. This is 0. Upon this not 0, so I don't care. I can say x greater than equal to 0 pe f of x is 0. So positive numbers pe it is always constant, it is equal to 0, done. So now I just need to get the range of this expression. I need to find the range of this expression. Let's try to club e power 2x. So I can write this as e power 2x minus 1, basically multiplying the entire expression by e power 2x divided by 10 into e power 2x plus 1. Okay, very well. We need to get the range of this expression over here. Over here, guys, look at this. What I can do at this point is, for x less than 0, I need to get the range of this expression. I can see e power 2x type of expression created over there in the numerator denominator both. So step number 1, let me take that 10 common, and I'll get e power 2x minus 1 divided by e power 2x plus 1 upon 10. Now let me create this e power 2x plus 1 by 10 in the numerator. So e power 2x plus 1 by 10 minus 1 by 10 minus 1 divided by e power 2x plus 1 upon 10. The reason why I've done this is because that first set, e power 2x plus 1 by 10, they will get cancelled out, giving you simply 1. And over here, what do I have? Minus 11 by 10 divided by e power 2x plus 1 upon 10. The entire reason behind doing this was just to somehow create a format, just to somehow create a format of minus 11 by 10. E power 2x, I was just trying to separate it out. I was just trying to separate out this e power 2x. So then what is this? If I introduce back the 1 by 10, what does it become? 1 by 10. Then 10 gets cancelled out. Minus 11 upon plus minus 11 upon e power 2x. Oh no, that 10 and 10 will actually get not cancelled rather now. Okay, let's keep that aside for now. Let's just keep that aside for now. Let's just focus on the part that we have inside, which is 1 plus minus 11 by 10 divided by e power 2x plus 1 by 10. Now, when x is less than 0, basically x lies between minus infinity to 0, I can say that e power 2x, 2x will also be from minus infinity to 0. E power 2x will lie between 0 and 1. Okay? So then I can say e power 2x plus 1 by 10, that lies between 11 by 10 and 1 by 10. So if I take its reciprocal, then 1 upon e power 2x plus 1 by 10, that will lie between 10 by 11 and 10 over here. Multiply minus 11 by 10 on both the sides. Multiply minus 11 by 10 on both the sides. So minus 11 by 10 divided by e power 2x plus 1 upon 10 will lie, this will change out to minus 1. And over here, what will I have? Over here, I will have a minus 11. Yeah. So this is the expression that I will get. And now, minus 11 by 10 is lying in this interval over here. Then we are adding a plus 1. So let's add that 1. So I will get minus 10. So 1 plus minus 11 by 10 upon e power 2x plus 1 upon 10. And over here I will get a 0. So this lies between minus 10 and 0. And lastly, outside there's a multiplied by 1 by 10. So if I multiply this 1 by 10 as well, so 1 plus minus 11 by 10 divided by e power 2x plus 1 upon 10 will lie between 0 and minus 1. So this expression lies between minus 1 open interval till 0 open interval when x is less than 0. When x is greater than or equal to 0, this is equal to 0. So what is the overall range? Overall range I can say is from minus 1 to 0, closed interval at 0. So the set y, which is the codomain, it has to be equal to option C, so that the range and codomain become equal, giving you a onto function. So option C will be the answer over here. Little bit of a calculative question where you have to get the range of a function over here using this manipulation logic. Okay, moving on. What do we have? Find the number of solutions of this equation. Z square is equal to Z conjugate. Okay. Can I say that if Z square is Z conjugate, Z power 4 will be Z square ka conjugate. And what is Z square ka conjugate? That is equal to Z. Meaning that I have Z into Z cube minus 1 equal to 0. Meaning that I have either Z is equal to 0 or Z cube equals to 1. So basically 0, 1, omega, omega square, you have 4 possible roots. So that means the number of solutions n is equal to 4. So now the question is, what is the coefficient of x power 11? In the expansion of, okay, what is the general term using multinomial theorem? That will be 6 factorial upon summation r plus s plus t equals to 6. R factorial, s factorial, t factorial, 2x square power r into x power s into minus 3 power t. This is the expression that we have. Now r plus s plus t has to be equal to 6. Now see, I have 2r wala term over here. I need to create a power 11. So I need to ensure that 2r is pretty big, right? Because if 2r is not big enough, I'll not be able to create 11. So if I take r equal to 6, then it becomes 12, which is a bit higher. If I take r equal to 5, then I can take s is equal to 1 and t equals to 0. This is one possibility. Can I take r equals to 4? Because r equal to 4 pe, I will need s equal to 3, but that's not possible because r plus s plus t has to be 6. So there's only one possible combination, which is r equal to 5, s equal to 1, t equal to 0. So what is going to be the coefficient? The coefficient will be 6 factorial upon 5 factorial into 1 factorial into 0 factorial into 2 power 5. That's it. So this can be cancelled out. 5 into 32, that will give you the answer over here as 160. Where have we made? Oh, sorry. Cancelling this will leave you out over here with 6, right? Yeah. So 32 into 6, that will give you 192 as the answer for this question. Option B will be the answer. Okay, everyone? Hope the idea is clear. Bus basic manipulation was all that you had to do over here. So moving on. What we have here, find the number of solutions of root of 2 cos square theta minus 4 cos theta plus 6 plus root of 19 minus 6 cos theta plus 3 cos square theta equal to 4 plus sine square theta plus 2 cos theta. Okay, I can see cos theta present everywhere. Let's go for that cos theta equals to t. So I will get over here 2t square minus 2t plus 6 is equal to, sorry, plus root of 19 minus 60 plus 3t square equals to 5 minus t square plus 2t. Okay, so t square minus, oh, this is 40, right? Can you look at something over here? I have 2t square minus 40, and if I take a 1 from, basically 2 from over here, I can write this as 2 times t minus 1 ka whole square plus 4. And very similarly over here, as I have 3t square minus 60, I can write it as 3 times t minus 1 ka whole square plus 16. And then this is equal to, over here, if I write this as 6 minus 1, then I will get 6 minus t minus 1 ka whole square. So the idea over here was to just try to create a t minus 1, a similar term. We always try to create something similar all throughout. Now then you can take a, complete the square, manipulate it out, all fine. But there's also one interesting observation that we can use over here. Can I say that at this point over here, the term that I have, the 6 minus x t minus 1 ka whole square, I can say over here that the maximum value of this expression, is 6 when t minus 1 ka whole square is 0. Similarly, over here, the minimum value, because they are 4 plus 2 into t minus 1 ka whole square, the minimum value over here will come out as root 4 plus root 16, which is 2 plus 4, 6. So the minimum value of the left hand side, maximum value of the right hand side are equal. They will only happen when left hand side attains its minimum value, right hand side attains its maximum value, which is t minus 1 equal to 0, or cos theta equals to 1. Between minus 2 pi and 2 pi, theta can take the value minus 2 pi, 0 and 2 pi. So there are exactly 3 solutions for this question. There are exactly 3 solutions for this equation that we have over here. Okay? Bit of a calculative one, but still quite easily doable. Chala, moving on. Okay, you have I1 and I2 given over here. 2 I1 by 3 I2. Which interval does it belong? I can see in I1 and I2 there is a similar set term present over here. And I need to get the ratio, so let me subtract the two of them. I2 minus I1, if we take, this will be 1 to 3, 4x square minus x square, 3x square. And another reason is I can see somehow its derivative also created, the f ke andar wale function ka. Minus 4x minus 5 multiplied by f of x cube minus 2x square minus 5x plus 2020. Again, now if you put this x cube minus 2x square minus 5x plus 2020 as t, I can say that what will my limit become? So 1 minus 2, that's minus 1, and minus 6, that's 2014. And if you put in 3 over there, so that's 27 minus 18, that's 9, and minus 15, that's again a minus 6, so 2014. Oh, beautiful things happening. 2014 into t of f of t. T also, sorry, t will not be there. 3x square minus 4x minus 5, that will get combined with your dx over here. So what does this mean? This means over here that I have this integral equals to simply 0, meaning I1 is equal to I2, meaning 2I1 upon 3I2 is simply equal to 2 by 3, which lies between 0 and 1 as option B, the answer for this question. As option B being the answer for this question. Okay, plain and simple basics of question. Okay, clear everyone? Sure. Moving on, what do we have here? So you have been given a complex number iota minus 1 upon cos pi by 3 plus iota sin pi by 3. Okay, division of complex number and then converting this into polar form is the question. Very well. Division of complex number. First of all, let me just write the complex number out. Iota minus 1 divided by 1 by 2 plus root 3 by 2 iota over here. How do we divide? Multiply and divide with 1 by 2 minus root 3 by 2 iota. 1 by 2 minus root 3 by 2 iota over here. So what do I get over here as my complex number? This will be equal to 1 by 2 iota minus root 3 by 2 iota square, that's plus root 3 by 2 minus 1 by 2 plus root 3 by 2 iota, divided by, over here what do you have, 1 by 4 minus plus 3 by 4, that is 1. So I can say z is equal to root 3 minus 1 by 2 plus root 3 plus 1 by 2 iota. Now looking at this carefully, you might remember a basic inequality. If I multiply and divide the expression by root 2, you'll be able to see over here that this root 3 minus 1 by 2 root 2 and root 3 plus 1 by 2 root 2, they represent nothing but cos of 5 pi by 12 and sine of 5 pi by 12. These are values that you should remember, right? 5 pi by 12 is a standard value which you ought to remember. Okay, everyone? So that's the entire logic that we have. 75 degree का value जो है, which we get using 30 plus 45 वाले format में और 60 minus 45 वाले case में. Right? So that's cos 45 plus iota sine 45, 5 pi by 12 into root 2. This means directly I have option A popping out over here. So the moment you see root 3 minus 1 by 2, root 3 plus 1 by 2, you should think in your mind, okay, this is very similar to an angle that we know, which is just with an extra root 2. Divide and multiply with the root 2, I can directly convert it out into the polar form. Okay? That's why option A will be the answer for this question. Pretty simple, basic question. Moving on. Okay, you have been given x is 1 plus t upon t cube, y is 3 upon t square plus 2 upon t. What is dy by dx minus x into dy by dx ka cube? Very well. So let's find dx upon dt, parametric differentiation. 1 by t cube ka derivative jo hai, that is minus 3 upon t power 4 plus 1 upon t square ka derivative jo hai, that is minus t upon t cube. And dy by dt jo hai, what will that be? That will be minus 2, which gets cancelled with the denominator wala 2 upon t cube, and minus 2 upon t square. So what do we have over here? This is minus 3 minus 2t upon t power 4, and I have minus 3 minus 2t upon t cube. This is your dy by dt, and this is your dx upon dt. So what will be dy upon dx? So dy by dx, if you divide these two, I can see that all of the terms are going to get cancelled out. You'll just get t power 4 divided by t cube, which is equal to t. So that means you have the expression t minus what is x? X is 1 plus t upon t cube into dy by dx cube, that's t cube. So t cube cancels out. T minus 1 minus t, that's equal to option C, minus 1. That's equal to option C, minus 1 will be the answer for the question. Okay? All of you, hope the idea is clear. Wonderful. Moving on. We have x cube plus x square minus 10x for x between minus 1 to 0, cos x for x between 0 to pi by 2, 1 plus sin x when x lies between pi by 2 and pi. Okay, so we'll try to draw the graph over here. So the initial bit of graph is relatively very easy. Cos ka graph to you can directly draw over here. This is what the graph of cos looks like. What is the graph of, down a little bit. What does the graph of 1 plus sin x look like? So basically 1 plus sin x will look something more on the lines of this over here. Now the only thing that is left off is the graph of x cube plus x square minus 10x over here. So to get the graph, let's first of all differentiate this. What is the derivative coming out as? It is 3x square plus 2x minus 10. Okay, what are the critical points coming out as? Critical points will come out as minus b plus minus root of b square minus 4ac, that's plus 120 divided by 6. So basically I can say approximately it is equal to 124, 11 I can say. So that's basically 11 minus 2 by 6 and minus 11 minus 2 by 6. So the critical points are coming over here. This is what? So 9 by 6. And over here I have minus 13 by 6. So 9 by 6 is a value which is bigger than 1. Minus 13 by 6 is a value which is less than minus 1. So it doesn't really matter for me. So I can say that my graph will basically look something on the lines of this, meaning that between minus 1 and 0, my function is going to be straightforward decreasing. Between minus 1 and 0, my function is going to be straightforward decreasing as that value lies between the two point of maxima, point of minima here. So my, sorry, rotate opposite, minus 13 by 6 and 9 by 6 are lying over here. So I can say that yes, my minus 1 to 0 jo hai, it lies in this interval over here, which is completely present between the 2 points. Therefore, it's a directly decreasing expression. So at minus 1, what do we get? If I substitute x equals to minus 1, I'm getting 10, 11, -1 10. Oh, I'm getting at -1 the value is equal to 10. Then the function is keeping on decreasing till 0. So I can directly see that yes, at x equal to -1 I have an absolute maxima, hence option C will be the answer for this question. Okay, that's the entire point. Other options I can also see they are perfectly incorrect too. Our option C will be the answer for the question. Okay, hope the idea is clear, everyone. Moving on, what do we have over here? Find the interval of values of a for which this line x plus y equal to 0 bisects two distinct chords drawn from a point 1 plus root 2 a by 2 comma 1 minus root 2 a by 2 to this circle 2x square plus 2y square minus 1 plus root 2 ax minus 1 minus root 2 a y equals to 0. Okay, first of all, guys, if I substitute this point into the line, can you see that I have something like 1 into 1 plus 2a whole square divided by 4? That's 2 plus 1 minus root 2a whole square by 2. 1 plus root 2a into x, that will be 1 plus root 2a whole square divided by 2. And, oh, sorry, there's a minus sign. Minus. And I also have minus 1 minus root 2a whole square by 2. So, yes, this is the point which lies on the circle. Very well. This is a point which lies on the circle over here. This 1 plus root 2a by 2 comma 1 minus root 2a by 2. It's a point on the circle. You've been told that you can draw two chords over here which are basically bisected by this line x plus y equals to 0. Basically this point, if I assume h comma minus h, I have to prove that there are exactly two values of h over here. I need to prove that there are exactly two values of h possible. How can I do this? Because can I find if h comma minus h is the midpoint? Can I say over here that the other end over here, using basic midpoint wala concept, can I say this point will be simply 2h minus 1 plus root 2a by 2? What is this? 2h minus 1 plus root 2a by 2, because adding the two of them divided by 2, h aana chahiye. Similarly, over here I'll get minus 2h minus 1 minus root 2a by 2. Okay, this is what? This is the point, right? If h comma minus h is the midpoint, this will be the other end over here, 2h minus 1 plus root 2a by 2 and minus 2h minus 1 minus root 2a by 2. Now I need to ensure that this point lies where? On the circle ka equation. So when I substitute this 2h minus 1 plus root 2a by 2 and minus 2h minus 1 minus root 2a by 2, what I will get is basically, let's show the general format. So 2h minus 1 plus root 2a by 2 ka whole square plus 2 into minus 2h minus 1 minus root 2a by 2 ka whole square plus 1 plus root 2a plus 1 plus root 2a into 2h minus 1 plus root 2a by 2. This is a question which you should definitely keep for later, not one that you should attempt initially. Into minus 2h minus 1 minus root 2a by 2. So equals to 0. So I hope you are able to see this. When you open this out, what you are going to get is a quadratic equation in terms of h. Okay, I'm not going to solve that entire quadratic, simplify it out. I'll say that the quadratic expression after simplification gives you this value of 8h square minus 6 root 2ah plus 1 plus 2a square equals to 0. Now I need to ensure that there are two lines possible, meaning that I need two values of h. How can I get the two values of h? By ensuring that the discriminant has to be greater than 0 over here. So what will I get? I'll get 36 into 2a square minus 4 into 8 into 1 plus 2a square. This value is greater than 0 is what you have to prove. So 9, 1, 4 over here. What do you have? 9a square minus 4 minus 8a square is greater than 0 over here. So you have a square greater than 4. So a belongs to minus infinity comma minus 2 union 2 comma infinity. Extremely calculative question. To get this quadratic expression ka format, I hope you are able to see how much of many of the stuff will get cancelled out very well, but still it is going to be extremely calculative question. But still it is going to be an extremely calculative question. Okay, so yeah, that's it for this one over here. You'll get the acceptable values of a as minus infinity to minus 2 union 2 comma infinity. Moving on. So we have a line which passes through origin and it is perpendicular to L1 and L2. Okay, so can I say that the direction ratios of L will be directly what? I cap, j cap, k cap, taking the cross product of the two direction ratios. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 1 is equal to what? 2 minus 6, that's minus 4 I cap. Then you have minus of 1 minus 6, that's plus 5 j cap. And then I have 2 minus 4, that's minus 2 k cap. Okay, so I can say L jo hai, this line will be equal to nothing but it is passing through origin. So 0 plus 0 plus 0, I'll not even write this, plus k times minus 4 I cap plus 5 j cap plus 5 j cap minus 2 k cap. So L jo hai, it is k times minus 4 I cap plus 5 j cap minus 2 k cap. Now you have been told that P is the point of intersection of L and L1. So L and L1 ka point of intersection I need to find. How do I find this? Equate the points, right? So what is the x coordinate in L? So x coordinate in L1 will come out as 1 plus lambda, that is equal to minus 4k. Y coordinate is minus 11 plus 2 lambda, that is equal to 5k. And then you have minus 7 plus 3 lambda, that is equal to minus 2k. All right, so from here, let me multiply the first expression with 2. So 2 plus 2 lambda equals to minus 8k. Minus 11 plus 2 lambda is equal to 5k. Subtract the two of them, and that will give you 13 equals to minus 15k, minus 13k. So that gives you k equals to minus 1 over here. So k equals to minus 1. So what is the point in question? The point of intersection P comes out as 4 comma minus 5 comma 2. And now I need to find the foot of perpendicular with this 4 comma minus 5 comma 2 on this line, which is L2 over here. I can assume a point on L2 as what? Minus 1 plus 2 mu, minus 1 plus 2 mu, comma 2 mu, comma 1 plus mu. All that I need to do is find the direction ratio of this PQ, which is, what do I get? 5 minus 2 mu, then minus 5 minus 2 mu, and 2, basically 1 minus mu. That PQ being perpendicular to the direction ratio of L2, which is 2 to 1 ke saath perpendicular. Again, very calculative. These two questions were definitely skippable questions. Extremely calculative. If you get some time towards the later time, then you can do it. But initially, absolutely would not recommend solving that. Okay. So yes, we get the point P over here. PQ ka direction ratio, as I told you, 5 minus 2 mu, minus 5 minus 2 mu, 1 minus mu. Take the dot product of PQ and the direction ratio 2 to 1. That will give you the value of mu as 1 by 9. Therefore, Q ka coordinate is minus 7 by 9, 2 by 9, 10 by 9. Adding all of them gives you 5 by 9 as the answer for the question. Adding all of them gives you 5 by 9 as the answer for this question. Okay? Very simple, basic question. Alrighty, moving on. In the expansion series of 2x plus 1 upon 2x power 8, coefficient of x square is k times coefficient of x power minus 2. What is the value of k? Cool. General term, let's find this out. General term is what? It is 8cr into 2x power 8 minus r into 1 upon 2x power r. So what is the power of x? Overall power of x is x power 8 minus r, that's 8 minus 2r. Equate this as 2, you will get r equals to 3. Equate this as minus 2, you get r equals to 5. Okay. Now for the coefficient of obviously x square, I will put r equals to 3. I'll get 8c3 into 2 power 5 into 1 upon 2 power 3. This is the coefficient of x square. This is said to be k times the coefficient of x power minus 2, which is 8c5 into 2 power 3 into 1 by 2 power 5. 8c3, 8c5 can be cancelled out. 2 power 5, 2 cube can be cancelled out. This is 2 square. 2 power 1 by 3, 2 power 5, 1 by 2 power 5 can be cancelled out. I get 2 square. So what is k equal to? K is equal to 2 square into 2 square, which is 16. So the coefficient of x power 2 is 16 times the coefficient of x power minus 2. Hence the answer for this question is 16 right here. Hence the answer for this question will be 16 right over here. Okay, plain and simple basics of question. Moving on. Alpha 1 and alpha 2 are two real values of a, for which 14 upon 14a square a power 4 16 is an arithmetic progression. So I have 2a power 4 equal to 14a square plus 16. So basically I have a power 4 minus 7a square minus 18 equals to 0. So that's a square minus 9 into a square plus 2 equals to 0. So you have a square equals to 9. So you have alpha 1 square plus alpha 2 square equals to 18. Alpha 1 will be minus 3, alpha 2 will be minus 3. Square karke add karoge, it will be 18. So I have alpha 1 square, alpha 2 square ka value I have gotten. Second condition is that 3 beta square plus 4, beta square and 1 is a GP. So that means beta square ka whole square will be equal to 3 beta square plus 4 plus 1. So basically what do I have? I have beta power 4 minus 3 beta square minus 5 equal to 0. Now what do I have over here? So I can say at this point will be, I'm going to break this out. Minus 5 plus 1. Give me a second. Have we made some mistake over here? Oh, this is multiplied by 1, right? We're talking about GP over here into 1. So basically this will be minus 4. So this is minus 4. What do I have? I can break this out as beta minus 4 into beta square minus 4 into beta square plus 1. That gives me beta square equals to 4. So I can say that beta 1 square plus beta 2 square, that is 4 plus 4, 16 over, sorry, 8 over here. 8 over here. Why am I found this? Because now I have alpha 1 square plus alpha 2 square minus beta 1 square minus beta 2 square. So what is that value going to be? It will be 18 minus 8 equals to 10 by 5. That's 2. That will be 2, the answer for this question. Okay? Yeah, 2 will be the answer. Moving on. We need to find the area of the region bounded by the curve 1 minus y square equal to mod x. Okay, so y square equal to x minus y square equal to x, 1 minus y square equal to x will look something on the lines of this over here. Okay? This is the graph of 1 minus y square equals to x. But now if you are putting a mod x on top of this, then what you will have to do is eliminate all the part of the graph to the left of y-axis, and then we flip the same graph, right? This is the graph transformation of mod f of x equal to y. Okay? And then along with that, you have another curve, mod x plus mod y equal to 1. So that's basically these 4 lines. So this is the structure, and you need to find this area bound between these curves. That is, this particular region is what we are looking for. Basically all 4 places. Now we go. I can say, I'll basically find that quadrant ka area first of all by saying that over here x is equal to 1 minus y square, right? From y equal to 0 to 1. So I can say that the entire region ka jo area hai, that is integral 0 to 1 minus y square dy. So basically y minus y cube upon 3 from 0 to 1. That's equal to 2 by 3. So this entire region jo hai, that is 2 by 3. And what is the area of this triangle? The area of this triangle will be half into 1 into 1, that is half. So 2 by 3 minus 1 by 2, that's 4 minus 3, 1 by 6. And how many times do I have that area? I have 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So 4 into 1 by 6 is the A. The question also has a multiplied by 2. So that gives you the final answer as 2 into 4, 8. Okay. So just drawing the structure, drawing the graph over here, which is the region in question, figuring that out directly gives us the answer. Right, again, 8 will be the answer for this one. Moving on. But we have the mean and the standard deviation of 200 candidates were found to be 40 and 15. But later it was discovered that the score of 40 was wrongly read as 50. Oh. The correct mean and correct standard deviation we have to find. Okay. See, using the wrong mean, I can say summation xi upon 200 is equal to 40. So basically, summation xi comes as 8,000, but this is the wrong value. How will I get the correct one? I can say that the summation xi correct will be equal to, from this 8,000, the wrong observation 50 is removed and the correct observation 40 is added, which is 7990. This is the correct summation xi. Similarly, I also need to get the correct summation xi square. How do I get that? Summation xi square divided by 200 minus minus the mean ka square, 40 square. This is equal to standard deviation variance, which is 225. Okay. So from here I can say summation xi square, the wrong one is 1600.1825 multiplied by 3650.00. This is your wrong summation xi square. Okay? This is a wrong, incorrect summation xi square. So what will be the correct summation xi square? That will be 3650.00 minus, you have 40 square, sorry, minus 50 square plus 40 square. Okay, which will be equal to what? That's 90, sorry, minus of 50 square minus 40 square, that's 90 into 10 minus 900 if you will do 364,100. This will be the correct summation xi square. For the correct summation xi square, for the correct summation xi, find the variance over here. Summation xi square correct, that is 364,100 upon 200 minus 39.95, which is the correct variance, sorry, correct mean ka square, comes out as 224.4975. Pure calculation bit. I think this also a little bit later part ka question and not initially to be done. So corrected standard deviation will be 14.98. Corrected greatest India function is 14. Corrected mean ka greatest India function is 39. 39 plus 14 gives you 53 as the answer. Not a question which you should solve initially. The bit amount of calculation that you have, unless you are very quick with calculation, I'd recommend leaving this for the later part. If the number is less, if the calculation seems doable, not very huge terms are there, you can see that okay, perfect squares and everything is creating out, then you can go for it. Otherwise, I'd recommend stay away from it. Keep it for a later part. Okay. Moving on, let's have a look at the last question. What do we have here? You have a matrix x, y, minus z, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2. determinant of adjoint of A, which is determinant A power n is 2 square, that's 4, is equal to 2 power 8, 3 power 4, which would mean that determinant of A जो है, that is equal to plus or minus 2 squared 4 into 3, that's 12. Okay, this is the expression that we have. Very well. Let's open the determinant first of all. What is the determinant coming out as? It is x into 4 minus 1, that is x, minus y into 2 minus 3, that's plus y. Oh, minus z into minus 1, x plus y plus z. Because they're all natural numbers, I can say that minus 12 is not possible. I have x plus y plus z equals to 12. Now, as x, y, z, all of them are strictly greater than 0, basically greater than or equal to 1, I can say, I'll have to give all of them a 1, 1. Basically, 1, 1, 1, I'll have to already give them up. So basically, I'm looking for x plus y plus z equals to 9. Directly beggar coin method will apply. N plus r minus 1, c r minus 1. That's equal to 11c. 2 will be the answer for this question. What's that? That's 11 into 10 divided by 2. That's 55 such matrices can be created. 55 will be the answer for the question. Okay, everyone? Hope the idea is clear. Basic manipulation. So all that is required for this one. Okay. Hope the idea is clear, everyone. So there were quite a few easy questions at least, but 4 or 5 questions were there which were extremely lengthy. So I'd recommend you guys leaving those questions. But apart from that, the remaining questions, I'd say that yes, most of them were solvable. Should be been able to solve around 15 easy questions were there pretty easily in this question, in this paper. Okay. And yeah, I hope you understood all the questions and the concepts which you have used as well. And any doubts that you had, I hope they are clear as well. Okay. So best of luck for your next exams. Bye bye, everybody. Good day, guys.